Welcome, everybody, to the Echo Arena NA Challenger Cup for Season 5. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's, joined by my co-caster, Aiden, for an exciting bit of action this afternoon. Aiden, how are you doing? It is Challenger Cup time. It is when everything gets put on the line.
It is indeed Challenger Cup time. Looking forward to these games here. We got Juicebox versus Ace. Should be one heck of a match to start Channel 2 off with.
Yeah, we have multiple streams live right now, speaking of Channel 2. So over on twitch.tv/VRMaster League, you can catch the other half of the bracket that is being played right now. The general schedule for today is 4 total games played out. That means 4 best of 3s. We will not play that third round out if the series is done in 2 rounds. And so, the double elimination point here, Aiden, is when things really start to get exciting, right? I mean, these first 2 matchups, if you lose, you're not quite done. But after that, you're in the loser's bracket. Your season is over if you end up taking 2 L's today.
Yeah, 2 L's, you're out. So it's kind of like a 3-strike rule, but instead of 3, it's... But yeah, genuinely, these matches do get hyped because if, let's say, one team has a bad match, they got a second chance to get back to it.
Yeah, there again is that double elimination opportunity, but we'll have to see who ends up kicking their Challenger Cup off right and who ends up going down into the losers bracket. For those wondering where we're going with the matches here this afternoon, today we have the 2 matches in the first round of the bracket, and then this channel will be going down into the losers bracket for the final 2 matches of the day. This is a 2-day event, so tomorrow at the same time in the same place, we'll be finishing this tournament up and have, at the end of that, 2 finalists that will move on for a chance to compete in the... to be able to compete for a chance at the prize pool in the Season 5 postseason finals. That prize pool we'll talk about more, but it comes together from a bunch of different sponsors who, like I said, we'll talk about when we have some downtime. But for now, we got action, Aiden. We got gameplay unfolding round 1, about to get into it here with the Joust kicking things off. Again, Juicebox in orange, Ace in blue, and let's see how NA Challenger Cup starts.
Starting off, we got a hot stack coming in from Juicebox all the way up, picked up now by Whoosh. Gonna try and hold a disc for a second. Ooh, getting a lag out, I believe. Being passed back to Cats, though, and being picked up. Going for a pass forward. Now being picked up by Retro. Retro going for a cross pass over. Intercepted by that stack, though. Steel Skydiver. And Saluna22 picking that one up. And it goes down to the blue side trap.
Can't ask for a more stressful start to your series than to have connection issues like that, but seems like they have got them sorted and they're back to full strength, but that full strength does not come back in time, and so Luna, utilizing that brief moment where they weren't all 4 together, locks in a 3-point sink, and Ace have the lead.
Yep, Ace above by 3 already, looking good for them as a start. Juicebox getting that DC at the start, I'm gonna call it that. Didn't fully disconnect, but lost tracking. Yeah. Goes all the way up into that right trap area. Now picked up by Rox Titan. Pass over Rosie Hope. Got 2 passes, one on back, or both of them on backboard. Being covered though. Retro pushing forward. Rox Titan going for a pass over. Saluna going for a top pocket shot. That's another 2 going to Ace.
The lead, just like that, a 2-goal lead, and Juicebox on the back foot within the first minute and a half of round 1. A great start for Ace. If anything, if they can keep this kind of momentum going, they certainly could be on track for a Mercy. And we've seen a few Mercies already in the EU Challenger Cup in those first rounds, so it's not anything out of the question, but something I certainly wouldn't be expecting in this Challenger Cup environment when these teams are pretty close overall in skill level. But here we go, another push coming in from Ace.
Yep, now we picked up by Steel Skydiver, passing low into the right, picked up by Rosie Hope on the floor, looking for some passes, maybe gonna move it forward, gonna move it back instead, picked up by Saluna22 now. Not pressured by anyone, Whoosh moving up, going for a pass low on boot, it's Rosie Hope. Excellent positioning from Ace so far, and Rosie laying that one in for another 2.
That overall attack just pretty tough to defend from. You know, they had the threat, the presence of a potential pass up on the top of the zone there with two potential players that they could have connected with, and instead they just end up going for that direct assault onto the goal. A really nice job of reading what their options were, all while under pressure, and ultimately sinking in too. And here comes Ace for another open goal 3. Rosie Hope absolutely shooting Ace into a 10-point lead now. I mean, they're on track for a mercy before 5 minutes.
Indeed, only 3 minutes in, too. You can definitely see Ace here has been in Master for, I believe, this whole cycle. And, you know, Juicebox trying to make their way into it. They definitely have a bit more experience in sense of playing with the big boys a little bit. But it's going to be picked up now by Saluna, going low, put in by Steel Skydiver very gracefully into that goal.
Yeah, you know, sometimes the Challenger Cups are maybe not a wake-up call, but, you know, a little bit different in that you don't really necessarily know exactly what you're going to get in terms of skill set. Are you going to be playing up against teams that have been honing their strategies in against Master Tier, or are you going to be playing against teams that have been climbing and be at the top of regular season ladder? You know, those do end up differing in the end result in terms of what you get out of that experience. And so it's we're seeing here right now, at least, that Ace seem to be certainly ready to take it to the Challenger Cup, at least with this first round. Finally, Juicebox do get an intercept, though, and do manage to clear it down into Ace's zone. I think the first time since the start of the series that Juicebox is on the attack.
Yep. Juicebox now on the attack, looking for passes. Retro's going to pick that one up, looking for some passes, going low, trying to find Cats. Cats not able to get it, though. Will be picked up by Rock Titan and cleared all the way down orange side. Stack's now coming hot for it. It's going to be Saluna 22 going for a shot off the ding ring, though. Unfortunate. Now picked up by Rock's Titan, going for a pass over to Rosie Hope. And Rosie just going to move that one back, look for a teammate to pass to. Does find Steel Skydiver on the back line. Now being pressured by Whoosh, pushing forward once again. Rosie Hope looking for some passes, maybe gonna move it up, looking for a backboard, and Saluna with another 2, laying it down. 14-0 now. Yeah, we are on Mercy Train here. Mercy Train? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm call it the Mercy Train.
5 minutes down, 14 points locked in for Ace, and round one certainly not looking good for Juicebox. They've had some decent attempts. They certainly can string together a good offensive joust. As we're seeing here, they do get it up into the zone again of Ace and are going to challenge with another offensive push. There's some good passing, some good bounce passes connecting that are opening up an opportunity to attack, but Rosie Hope disrupts that play, and the disc goes flying back for the defense to recover and ultimately clear down the tunnel.
But down the tunnel, that Stack is ready for it. Whoosh now going to find a pass all the way over. I believe that's Geo. It is looking for another pass, crossing it over. Cats now having it, going for a mail slot, picked up by the teammate and put in by Whoosh. 3 points on the board for Juicebox now, finally getting somewhere.
Yeah, that was big for Juicebox. You can see Retro and Whoosh both celebrating, very happy with that 3 going in. Very necessary, you know, because it ultimately does set back that Mercy attempt quite a bit now, as that's 11 points instead of 14, obviously. And now they're going to try and add a little additional pressure onto this offense as you see that Stack come flying in out the gate. And it ultimately does end in a forced clear that does go into Juicebox's hands. Maybe another opportunity for an open goal 3. If Retro can sink it, they may find it, but they're not going to go for it.
Yep, going to take their time and wait patiently for something else to happen. Trying to go for a top shot there, but hitting the ding ring once again. Going for a clear now is Saluna 22. Does get all the way down to that orange side. Now waiting for the Stacks. Rock's Titan having it, looking for a pass over. Rosie Hope and Steel Skydiver both open. Steel takes it and shoots it for a 2.
A bit of a hard play to read for the goalie there. Both of those players on the cross really didn't know who was going to be scooping it up and then from which direction that shot was going to be coming in from. A nice attempt, but an even better play strung together by Ace there to set up that 2-pointer, and the lead escalates back to 13 total with 3 minutes left. It looks like another attack getting set up here for Juicebox, and just Juicebox team seems to be looking better here in the back half of round one. Yeah,
they're definitely putting forward some more momentum. Goes over now, stopped by the defense, picked up by Retro, Saluna, both fighting for it there, but it does get cleared out by Steel Skydiver. Maybe a shot here into the goal. Saluna 22. Now 18-3.
Round one flying by here. And again, getting closer and closer to that Mercy. Ace is on the hunt for it. Mercy is, again, not something unheard of at the start of a Challenger Cup like this. You have the widest separation in seed on display right now, essentially. You know, so you have the number 1 versus the number 8 seed in the tournament. And, well, it's showing that Ace, well, they're just putting out a little bit tighter of a performance. Their defense is able to prevent any sort of effort that Juicebox puts together around the zone. The only goal I think they've scored was an open 3, and they've been sinking the open 3s. As I say that, their dings one off the bottom of the zone, still results in a rebound and a goal, still gets them now 1-3 away from the Mercy.
Yeah, very dangerous territory for Juicebox here. It looks like we will get a pause. I'm assuming from Juicebox. It is indeed from Juicebox. But yeah, this game so far, very fast-paced here.
Doc, I don't know if you've been able to jump in over the course of our the start of this series, but so far we're off to the races, and Ace are in the lead by a good margin.
Absolutely. Yeah, I hope I'm coming through clear. I had a bit of tech issues, but good to be in the arena. And I mean, amazing to be watching Ace. Obviously, a team that has been Master, came up into Master this season, and is looking to get that finalist badge. You know, there's a lot on the line. I mean, that finalist badge is just super cool. It's undeniable. You know, you get in a pub, you get in a private arena, you see that badge, and it's like wow. You know, there aren't a lot of people that have that. So both of these teams fighting hard. Ace, you know, definitely showing up. I mean, they look like they're warm. They look like they're ready, and they're not going to go down. They're not planning to lose one of their 2 losses in this game.
Yeah. Curious on, well, I guess we won't get to know your opinion on Juicebox as that timeout does end, and we are going to get ready to get back into the action. But I you know, a series is so interesting in Echo Arena. The first round really doesn't necessarily give you a good indicator of what to expect throughout the rest of the series. And so I'm not counting out Juicebox by any means from this series yet, but possession back into the hands of Ace. They are going to look for that Mercy. They can't quite sink the 3 from outside the zone. The disc floats back actually into their hands. They're going to continue the assault.
Yeah, not able to get that shot stopped by the defense. Picked up by Rox Titan now. Trying to get away from Cats, but Cats does pick that one up and clears it all the way down in that blue trench now. Stack is coming for it. It's going to be picked up by Whoosh, slapping it up. Picked up by Cats. Cats passing it back. Retro. And Retro's going to look for another reset over to Geo, who is on that bow tie. Looking for another pass. Luna 22 getting that stun, though, and getting the clear down.
Floats around in the midfield, and we'll see Juicebox able to scoop it up again. Geo gets their hands on it from the midfield and is able to continue the assault for the Juicebox squad. The pass or shot on goal deep into the zone there doesn't connect, and now time ticks away as, well, a guaranteed win for sure from Ace from round 1.
Oh my
God.
God.
Is the Mercy going to be confirmed? It is. A 61-meter throw at 13 meters per second. The Ace is, well, the Ace of, it's locked in off of a wild 3. There's only 20 seconds left anyway, but round 1 is over with. And, I mean, Doc, we got a little chance to talk about it, but this team is off to a good start.
I mean, that was pretty cool. That was a pretty cool way to end it. Steel Skydiver just taking an absolute sniper strike from 3/4 court. What was that? 65 meters out? Yeah, I mean, that's your goalie, folks. You know, that's the goalie. You know, as we know, goalies can't score, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, like you said, Nightfire, you know, round 1 doesn't necessarily tell the whole tale, and interesting move by Juicebox to take that timeout with a minute and a half left when they were already down by 17.
Yeah.
Kind of makes you wonder. I mean, they can't take a timeout again now that they've used their timeout, and obviously it didn't have any effect on that first round. But here they come, 10 seconds out of the tubes. Let's see if they can get started early. Let's see if they can get some points on the board and maybe get on our defensive joust, add some pressure. Everyone's rooting for a round 3, so let's see.
Oh, yeah. We're always rooting for a round 3 because we always want more Echo. And we'll have to see if we get it as the start of the joust here goes into the hands, or at least the zone of Juicebox, and now into the hands of Ace as they set up for their assault. The pass there doesn't end in a pass. It's actually a shot from Rosie Hope straight from the back of the zone. And, well, that's a good start for Ace, and not exactly what Juicebox need right now, Aiden.
No, it's not exactly what they need, but there's still plenty of game left. About 9 minutes and 25 seconds out of the tubes now. It's going to be picked up now by Cats, passing left. The stack is so fast on Ace, though. Picked up by Rosie Hope and Rocks Titan. Going for a pass over now. Steel Skydiver having it. Going to move up, looking for a cut maybe. Never mind, going to go for the shot by himself. Ace is now up by 4.
Yeah, momentum really starting to sway pretty heavily here. As Ace now, I think it's been... Gosh, when did that 3 get scored? I wonder how many unanswered points it's been. We got to be getting close to 20 at this stage. Either way, this Ace squad is, well, running away with the momentum. And it's going to come down to these next few goals that really will tell the tale of if Juicebox can bounce back from this. And, they almost get the save, almost the headbutt out, but the backboard shot comes firing in, and 7-0 now for Ace. Not looking good right now for the momentum of Juicebox.
Yeah, not looking good indeed, but they can come back, I believe. Going for a pass up to the left. Now trying to hit Geo. Does go a bit far, though. Trying to be picked up by Whoosh. Walks Titan getting there first, though, and looking for a pass over. Finding the stack of Saluna and Steel Skydiver. Saluna maybe going for that shot there. Does go a bit high, though. The high going low. Rocks Titan picking it up on the boot. Going for it. Just going to place it in. And that's another 2 points for Ace.
Very similar pacing to what we saw in round 1. And to Doc's point, there's no pause here for this team. They cannot pump the brakes of Ace. They are just going to have to weather this storm and figure out a way to get some points. Their offensive jousts have not got them past the midfield yet. I think that is probably step 1. They are continuously disrupted in the tunnel, and that turnover leads to another goal, this time an open goal 3 from Steel Sky. We could be, like I said in round 1, on track for a round 2, Mercy, before 5 minutes. I mean, they are really setting a pace here where if they score these next 8 points in the next 2 minutes, round 2 is over with, and they have locked in a Series W.
Yeah, Ace is definitely coming at it with their all. Not too sure if Juicebox is 100% warmed up yet, though. I've definitely seen Juicebox play a lot better during the season. Don't really know what it is, either if they're just up against Ace or not. But yeah, it does go all the way to the orange side now. Almost a shot. Gonna be picked up now by Steel Skydiver. Looking for a pass over. Going low. Saluna 22 not able to pick it up, though. Gonna be Retro clearing it out. Picked up by Rocks. Rocks going for another pass. Picked up by Retro again. Retro being a goalie of the year. And getting the clear is Geo.
Finally, the clear back into the enemy zone, but it's only for a brief second, as they are able to get their hands on the disc in the trap, but are quickly stunned in the tunnel. And the onslaught continues. Then another open goal 3, bounces just a touch wide. Doesn't get the bounce off the inside of the shield, and so it doesn't float into goal. Steel will float out of the bubble, though, and then lock in their 3 of their own. 15-0 here, as we are on track for a Mercy. And as a gentle reminder for those that aren't tuning in, there's other games live right now. You can head on over to twitch.tv/VRMasterLeague if you want to catch the other game that is being played right now in the Challenger Cup. We will have 2 channels running all day today. And hey, an open goal 3 sunk in for Geo. Put him on the board for Juicebox. They finally at least prevent the shutout.
Yeah, go Juicebox. I'm so proud of them. They got a 3. But yeah, Ace, I think, is gonna fight back even harder now. But Juicebox, hey, they got some momentum now. You never know. The game can completely change as it does. Gio with another 3. Juicebox just took 6 points back in about, what, 40 seconds?
I mean, that's the nature of Echo Arena. You can never count your chickens before they roost, or whatever the saying is. I think it's something like that. Count your eggs before they hatch. Something like that.
So
anyway,
it's something like that.
A solid couple of points locked in here from Juicebox. I'm sure they wish they could have been doing that all series, as they are able to disrupt the offensive joust. Not quite enough to prevent it from getting back into Steel Skydiver's hands, and ultimately the assault continues here for Ace. Oh. The 180. 360.
720. There's something.
A nice spin move for a 2. A little flare getting thrown onto these goals now coming in from Ace, as they do feel more and more comfortable in their lead right now, albeit it got chipped away pretty quick, as it's now only 11 points, but still 11 points is, I don't know, maybe not terribly comfortable with 4 minutes left, especially if Juicebox start to step up the game a little bit. And there's a missed shot. Maybe if more of those come through, Juicebox will have more opportunities to bounce back, but Saluna follows it up, follows it through, forces in the 2 points, and Ace are now, again, back in a comfortable lead and ever so close to another Mercy.
Yeah, I started realizing, though, Juicebox started moving a lot faster, trying to make it so they are faster than Ace, but Ace is also speeding up at the same time.
Oh, no. A bit
Goes
of a...
low.
I don't know what that was, but some juking ends up in a bit of a wild clear off of the joust, goes right back into the hands of Ace, but there's a good bit of defensive work behind the goal to save that one from going in. Clears it back down to the tunnel, and Rocks, well, scoops it back up. Trying to run and defend in time, the shot goes wide again. Juicebox getting opportunity after opportunity to chip away at the lead, but they can't quite get these clears down past the midfield. It's been a tough point for them so far, as Ace continue to push the pressure here inside Juicebox's zone.
Yep, now it's going to be picked up by Whoosh. Juicebox is going to make some room forward. It's picked up now by Gio in the goal. We have Rosie Hope going up. Katz is going to go for, I believe it was a low pocket, but did miss, went a bit far. Now going to be picked up by Retro. Retro going to look for a shot here. Picked up by Rocks Titan. And going for the clear. Doesn't exactly make it all the way. Picked up by Whoosh again. Going upside down on that roof area. And now passing low. It's going to be picked up by Gio. Gio on the boot now. Going to move forward. Go for a shot. Saved by Rosie Hope. What was that? Does go on the floor now. Cleared by Rocks Titan. That stack is down. Saluna 22 going for an open 3. Bit to the left, though. Will be picked up by Saluna once again. Gonna look for some teammates to pass to. Finds Rocks Titan, and Rocks Titan just gonna lay that one in for a 2.
No need to take the shot there. Just gonna guide it in with the dunk. And 2 minutes left for this team. 5 points away from a Mercy to lock in round 2 and the series for Ace. The start that they would, I mean, really your perfect start. If you can come out the gate guns blazing like this, it's exactly how you want to kick things off if you are the Ace team. You know, now they're, if anything, warmed up and loose for their next matchup, which won't be for, you know, a few minutes, as they'll have to wait until we get into that winner's bracket action. Regardless, though, they are certainly starting things off on a good foot, and the clear down into the zone here of Juicebox could very well result in, well, even more points getting locked in by Ace. One thing I will say, though, is Juicebox are doing well to stay focused and stay in it, which is necessary, right? Because even though they're going to lose here, they're not out of the tournament. They are going to move on to the loser's bracket. They're going to get an opportunity to potentially bounce back against whoever is down in that loser's bracket. And, you know, it's going to be a tough task for sure, but, you know, anything is possible in the game of Echo Arena, and especially in the Challenger Cup. You just don't know what you're going to get. It is the excitement of the Challenger Cup, and I'm very much looking forward to the rest of the games that we have coming up, as we do have more on the line. But for now, the potential finish to this, if Ace can lock in another 3-pointer, otherwise a current 17-point lead for the Ace team.
Yeah, looks like it will be the end of the game now. Ace taking it by a couple points. But yeah, in the end it was a really good game. Gonna now turn to Doc Education to tell us more about it.
I like that. Yeah, Ace taking it by a couple of points. Ace running away with it. Absolutely had all the cards in the deck on that one. One thing I noticed, I mean, the stacks, they obviously they got their stacks going on defense, and once they got on a run, it was pretty dominating. The front stack was adding a lot of pressure, often flying right past the quarterback and then coming at them from behind or going for the first or the second pass, depending upon what happened with the back stack. The back stack was usually pressuring that first pass. And I know Ace will often alternate. So backstack will go for the first pass, front stack will go for the second pass, and then backstack will go for the third pass, etc., all the way down. But he just had it going. And another thing I noticed, Saluna22, her game is continuing to evolve. I remember in season 3, even last season, season 4, really known a lot as like obviously one of the best long distance shooters in the world. And I would notice her struggling often in one-on-ones, in combat situations, in brawling situations. I don't recall seeing her really dominate in the bubble a lot, like scoring short range. But she's she's changed. I've seen her brawling a lot, winning one-on-ones and going into the bubble and making some really nice diving moves. Scored a few points in this game on some short bubble action. So I mean that's a monster right there. I mean you put the 3-point offensive capabilities together with that short range and like one-on-one capabilities. I mean, watch out.
Yeah, and in terms of this series that we just tuned into, I think we have the overall ladder. What is the separation here, Doc, between these two teams? Because we talked about seeding, with this team being, Ace being the number 1 seed and Juicebox being the number 8. Do you know off the top of your head what the overall separation is there? I think we could maybe just taking a look here at the challenger ladder, we can get an idea ourselves here as we are looking for. Juicebox there at 16th, and obviously Ace, a former Master Tier champion. So again, that's that widest separation that we can get in this tournament. And I mean, do you think that plays a factor here in the series that we saw today?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you just see Ace almost looks like they're moving both more quickly and more slowly. Their stacks are moving fast, but they're also in the right location. And they know how to read the arena and know where to be at the right time. On the other side, once they get the disc and they're moving on offense, you just see. I mean, there's just they just know how to play with each other. They've been there. They know where each other are going to be. Their passes are really smooth. Their movements are just really crisp, and they don't look stressed. They look like they're just having fun, frankly. And I think I think that's a lot of what comes down to it. They know each other. They're not worried about where's this person going to be? Are they going to be doing this? Are they going to be doing that? And that frees up a lot of mental energy for looking around the arena, seeing where someone is, like having an extra call out or whatever it is. Like all of that makes those subtle differences between being in exactly the right place and being kind of in kind of the right place.
Now, Aiden, when we were looking at that ladder, one thing I noticed is that Juicebox are 6-2, so not a ton of games under their belt. In comparison, Ace 7-2. There's obviously a difference in what those games mean, right? Between playing 7-2 or 2-7 in Master Tier, and being 6-2 in the regular ladder, right?
Yeah, I believe Juicebox did start a bit later in the season. I don't exactly know when, but I do know they started later in the season. After cycle 2.
Okay. And that's got to play a factor, right, in how well a
yeah.
team can even prepare.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see what Juicebox does going forward, but we have other games to look forward to. I think we can pull up the bracket for the afternoon and get a little idea of what is to come here on both this channel, but also on twitch.tv/VR Master League. Again, a reminder, we're on live on both channels. We just got done with Ace versus Juicebox over on VRML, over on VR Master League, and on Horizon Venues, Facebook, and YouTube. We have Tensor versus Nebraska Numbskulls. Coming up next here, correct me if I'm wrong, production. I believe we have Redshift versus Zen. Redshift versus Zen, and over on twitch.tv/VR Master League and Horizon Venues, we'll have Corrupt versus Crescendo. We'll be then moving on to the to the losers bracket onto this channel. The semifinals will be covered by twitch.tv/VR Master League, and in total, we'll be watching 4 games this afternoon. Tomorrow, we'll be finishing up this Challenger Cup bracket. We'll be starting with the losers round 2 on both channels, I believe. We'll then move into round 3, 4, and the finals over on twitch.tv/VR Master League. And so a lot of action still left to come, obviously today and tomorrow. But, I mean, out of all of these games, Doc, what are you looking forward to the most coming down the pipe here? What do you expect to see in the semis? What are you thinking?
Woo! Well, I mean, obviously the way Ace is playing, you know, they're gonna be hard to beat.
Yeah.
But I do have my eyes on Crescendo.
Okay.
For a couple of reasons. I just hung out with B Love and had an interview with him on Playmakers, and but also I do love Sweet Tooth. Just the way that they stack, I think they're really driving forward. I don't know about a new meta, but an extension. They've really been pushing the boundaries of how 2 players can stay together through all the twists and turns of the disc moving back and forth, they're zigzagging, moving back and forth, they're dribbling, their ability to just very quickly get the disc and then turn it around and regrab. I mean, it's like watching a symphony to me. I really love watching that team. So I'll definitely be watching Crescendo as well.
I think the only way we'll end up seeing that is if they lose. So maybe you should hope that you don't see them today, if you're looking to have them advance. But either way, we do have great games down the pipe. That will be in just about 10 minutes time from now. We'll be returning with more action of the Challenger Cup for Season 5. Do not go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss it.
chat. Yes.
Easy going right there. One more to go.
VRware. Our passion is for the future.
Hey, chat.
And welcome back to Echo Arena _ VRML 2. Channel 2. We got, we're still in first round action here for the NA Challengers Cup Game 2 for this channel. If you don't know, we're also on VR Master League, so I'm sure someone will drop a link to that channel. But we got Redshift and Zen for this matchup. I am Doc Education. To my left, we got Blank. To his left, we got the one and only Nightfire. And on the cams, the amazing, as always, Newton Dad. Blank, Nightfire, how are you guys doing?
Doing pretty well today. I'm excited to see some Challenger Cup action.
Yeah, it is going to be a good day of gameplay, and already we are off to a interesting start. You know, the Mercy certainly, I dare I say, expected, but you know, the Seeds, it's not out of my imagination, right? It's something I certainly saw in the Terra cards, if you will. If you believe in that sort of thing. But either way, we are getting now into a little bit closer seeding, 2 versus 7, so we could very well see another blowout, but yeah, at the same time, this is an opportunity in the Challenger Cup where if you are that 7th seed, you can kind of surprise somebody. You know, you can come out and maybe be that dark horse, get that opportunity to advance on into the finals.
Absolutely, and of course, you know, Zen started off this season Master Tier, and those players have been in and around the Master Tier quite a bit. Of course, so have the players from Redshift, not always on the Redshift roster. Both these teams kind of have been, you know, players kicking around, and but they know each other well. All 4 of these players on both sides know each other well, know how to play well together. So I think this game is going to be a lot closer than the last round.
You know, I'm curious when we look at the overall sort of play style of these two teams, what we should be expecting this afternoon. I mean, when you look at the NA side of things, it is obviously both sides, really at any tier, is very quick at the top level. You know, I'm curious to see what kind of stack plays we get put on display here, what sort of passing plays get put on to display, because we haven't really seen teams need to put on, you know, a 4-play pass sequence inside the bubble yet. You know, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I want to see when I tune into the Challenger Cup. I want to see that kind of high level of gameplay where you really do get a good battle for every goal. And I think that we could very well be in store for that this afternoon. You know, Redshift, obviously reminding me of the Redshift LAN. Certainly maybe a bit of an awkward transition, but a transition nonetheless into one of the things that we want to be shouting out on these channels. That Redshift LAN, something that's going to be coming down the pipe. You saw the ad in the intermission scene in the pre-show. You're going to want to be sure to get your tickets to that Redshift LAN if you can before they're gone. If you are able to attend, I would highly recommend it. I mean, Doc, you've had some experience going to events. I mean, it really enhances everything, right? It's LANs are some of the best kind of esports you can get.
It's amazing. It's so electric. It's so incredible. You see these people, and maybe you've seen their face before. Maybe you haven't. You know, maybe you only know them as an Echo unit in this kind of robotic skin, and you get a feel for people. You hear their voice. You get a feel for their energy. You know, you're laughing with folks. And then when you see them back in the arena, you know, your brain is like adding so much information to their movement. Now you can see like, oh, that's Cool Whip. You know, she's moving around in her space. Like I know what that person looks like.
Yep.
It just adds so much. Yeah, it's a really amazing experience.
We're going to be getting into the game soon, so I'll be leaving you two to catch the action. We got tons of sponsors for the league that we'll be shouting out, but it's not time for that. It's time for the game with round 1 kicking off.
All right, well, the teams are out of the tubes, and immediately Zen getting the head on. But it looks like Redshift is going to at least send it back over to the other side. Open goal opportunity. Oh, no, Buchabo. And I expect a lot of that. It's actually Buchabo, I was told. So my apologies, Butchie. But I expect a lot of what we just saw just there. Very quick turnarounds, and every player in this arena right now can hit the open 3.
Now, speaking of turnarounds, we will see if we can find a turnaround right here from Zen as they do get off a passing play here, moving it right on down to field. Lulls with the disc now, holding it down on the floor, looking for a pass. Does try the reset, but is intercepted by Zux here. Zux moving it down the field. It's going to bounce off the ceiling into his teammate's hand. That's going to go, dinging right off the goal right there into the hands of Caesar. Caesar going back on the offense, passing over to Zux. Zux moving it forward, and the shot is good right in the goal, making it 2 more points for Redshift.
Wow, Redshift, I mean, known for their offensive capabilities. Not only you saw it on both plays, right? Butchabo hitting a pretty difficult 3 at a tight angle, and then Zux just driving in one-on-1 and very confidently putting the disc in, just looking like they're absolutely on a playground. I mean, they have short range and they have long range action, although so do Zen. They're coming in. Oh no! Desirable! With the grab and the save, that was a big-time stop.
Very good stop and a very good clear out here from Hack. Moving it down the field very quickly is going to be picked up here by Fire Ninja. Fire Ninja moving it up, passing it over to Lulz. Lulz going for a bit of a back pass here to Hack. Hack moving it down to Fire Ninja, and Fire Ninja with a cut into Hack above. A beautiful play from Zen there, as it is going to give them the first 2 points for their team of this round.
Yeah, really smooth and kind of necessary there. I mean, only down 5, but having scored no goals, and then with that big-time stuff from Desirable, kind of leaves you feeling like, you know, you're missing out on the party. And now Zen is absolutely partying. They've got their points on the board, but moving right back. Redshift answering. 11 seconds later, it's 7-2.
7-2 made by Buchibo there. Amazing shot, taking us into a 5-point lead for Redshift. We'll see how Zen gets to respond right here with it, as they do get let on out, and they will have possession of the disc. It will be isolating himself and isolating the disc down the field right into the open air here. Picked up by Fire Ninja. No, Zuck stealing it right from him. Zuck's trying to send it right down the field, and he does. A beautiful clear into Zen's side of things. Picked up by Buchibo, and that 3-pointer is good. 10-2. Amazing shot.
Yeah, Butchabo not going to miss that. From 15 meters out, wide open goal. Great angle. I mean, absolutely a gimme for a player of that quality. And so now Zen's got to respond. Down 10-2. Still early days, still plenty of time, but definitely Redshift with all the momentum. Oh no, just barely missing the disc there. Can they react? Yes! Fire Ninja with a little bit of panache.
For every few points that Zen seems to find, Redshift just slams them back with more. Zen is slowly finding their footing, and we'll see if they are able to find it before it's too late. Redshift being let out here. It is Desirable with the disc. Ooh, not going to find that pass, though. Is going to go to Lulz. Lulz getting it straight on across to Fire Ninja. Fire Ninja showing they found their footing, showing it right on in for a 3-pointer. Now it's only a 3-point deficit. We'll see them try to come on back here.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this game is going exactly as I expected. Both of these teams are very aggressive, both with their offense and their defense. And what that leaves is some open opportunities like that. When your defense wins, you get a steal, you get a stun out. Right here we go again. They're going to take a shot. Do they make it? Oh my! This game is absolute fire, and it is not going to stop. You're going to see this all series long, with teams taking very long shots and hitting most of them.
Yeah, these are the matchups people have been talking about for the last few weeks. This and finals, and you know, we aren't quite there yet, but you know what? This is just the next best thing, as we do get to see who will make it into the Master Tier, or if these Master Teams will defend themselves. For now, though, it is going to be Zux holding onto the disc, sending it on over to Caesar. Caesar finding his pass on over to Desirable, making the 2-pointer right there. Amazing, beautiful shot right into the goal.
Beautiful indeed. Dez doing it on both sides, showing off on the defensive end with the stop earlier on, and now dancing on the pole and popping it in. So 5-point lead for Redshift, but the pace is definitely picked up. Zen looking very good right now. Oh no, Caesar. Can they make that? Oh, just barely off the ding ring. Does it go back in? No! Triple, double ding, and then the tap in. Ding to shield to ding to tap in. Tons of time for Caesar.
Yeah, tons of time for them, and not enough time for that defense to get back and save it before it did go in. We'll now have to see what Zen is going to do in a response to that, and it seems like what they will do is that Isolate grab the disc and toss it down to Heck. Heck moving it through, notices he is not open, so he just passed on over to Isolate. Isolate moving it down the field, completely open here for a second, gonna get pressure, and in the second he does, he's gonna pass down to Fire Ninja. Fire Ninja getting the pass to Laws, Laws getting the bounce from behind. That was clean. That was in. Giving it 2 more points to Zen.
Man, both of these teams, they just want to move forward so much. You see a little bit of lateral passing, a little bit of reset, some great spacing, but just absolutely attacking the zone as much as possible. Now on their defensive joust, Zen ducking is desirable. That pressure coming in, Desi said, I don't think so, my friend. Passes it up, Caesar. Got the one-on-one opportunity. Gonna go in. Oh, what a pass! Ducking it down low to Zux and sending it in. So trading goals, goal for the last few rounds, that is not to the advantage of the team that's behind. That's Zen, down by 7 right now.
Down by 7, but plenty of time to come back for sure. They need to make a few points here and Isolate, passing it down to Heck, and they are going to look for these points. Heck not able to find it though. It will be passed right on down by Redshift. Redshift not able to find it, going down all the way as Isolate is right down there and along. Not gonna find it going in though. And Laws and Desirable both getting stunned out, but that's not okay because it was in Redshift side of things, which means they have the advantage as they do get it back down the field. It will be picked up here by Caesar. Caesar going up for it, and the shot is good. Right past the goalie into the goal.
Wow. The difference between success and failure at the level like this. The backline player, I think it was Isolate, just barely missed that clear and probably could have turned it around and scored for Zen. Maybe it would have been 11-16 at that point, but instead just barely missing it. And the stacks were out. Caesar not going to miss that one. So now down 9. It's very close to being mathematically over. That'll be good for Zen. Still 7 points down, but if they can get a quick stop and a turnaround, maybe a big time 3, they'll be right back in it.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do here. It is definitely possible, and you know, they don't seem like they're going to try to slow down anytime soon. However, Redshift does have the disc, so it is in their favor. Desirable sending it down to Zox. Ooh, getting it taken from him. Heck sending it down, and Desirable right there ready to hit it again, but not too far as it gets it right off the head. Heck and Lol stacking together, getting the pass down to Fire Ninja. Fire Ninja going for it. Oh, the defense from Redshift is absolutely godlike here as they try and they succeed, moving it back down into Zen's territory here. Disc will be free, and it does bounce along the bottom here. Not too long. Zuck's picking it on up, trying to find a shot, trying to find the pass. Either one works, and the shot, he opts for it, and it is good, making it 20-11.
Zuck's just known for the individual movement skills, just looking so in flow on that one, picking it up, juking back sideways, taking a look behind, recognizing there was space, using the Geo as a shield, going 1-on-2 against the goalie and the defender. I mean, absolutely showing off all the tools. And Zen gonna be back on the attack. Maybe they'll get a score here. No! Desi with the stop again. So God tier indeed on the shot. Oh no. Zucks.
Oh no, indeed, is now 23-11. It is not looking good for Zen, as I do believe we are out of mathematical time for anything to happen other than a few more points here, which maybe we can see just another point, another last-ditch effort from Isolate and his team to move it on forward and to try to find another goal here. It is sent down to Redshift's side of things, picked up by Fire Ninja slapping it on back, picked up by Isolate moving it down, and it will be into the hands of Redshift. No, Laws going for it in the last second, and the bounce, not good. Sending round 1 into the hands of Redshift.
All right, well, let's send it over to our man Nightfire on the sidelines.
Yeah, absolutely. A great round one here for the Redshift team, coming out guns blazing, so to speak. But overall, the pace of things a little bit different here in this series than what we were just experiencing to kick this Challenger Cup off. If I wasn't properly prepared, I didn't have my seatbelt strapped in, I think I would have fallen out of my chair there with how quick things, how explosive things were, the roller coaster of a scoreline that happened, the 10 points lead almost instantly, but then the quick rebuttal. I mean, the action and the pace is obviously fast here this afternoon between these two teams, and round two has me. I'm wondering. I don't know what to expect because it was a pretty close game. While certainly Redshift at the end of the day had a confident 23-11 lead, it's not really a guarantee. Just like we said, the first round doesn't tell you the full story. We don't know what we're going to get coming up here with the rest of Zen in the rest of these rounds. And so I'm very much looking to the future. Is Zen going to be able to get some good momentum going into this next round? Are they going to be able to bounce back and maintain the speed that we did see work for them a few times here against Redshift? They just need to do that consistently. I guess we're going to find out as round two is about to start.
Yeah, they won the first offensive joust, and looks like they're going to win this one head on at first. But Redshift just baiting, having that stack on the backside and picking it up, although Heck gets the clear, and Zen is on the attack, has a player open low. Oh, what a fake. Now the delivery. Oh, but Lols can't quite hang on. Fire Ninja on the nest. Are they going to deliver it there? No, it's going to go to the backline player. Isolate getting stunned out. So great read there by Caesar, and now it'll be a race to the back.
Yeah, race to the back, but not for long as it is picked up by Fire Ninja. Sending it to Laws, and Laws going for the long three, and that's in. That is in. That's a three. That's going to give Zen a bit of a head start this round. We will see what they can do with that head start.
I'm telling you, everyone in this arena can shoot it. If they have a window, if they've got a disc-sized opening from anywhere on the court, they can absolutely drop it in, and showing off there was, I think it was Lols, but yeah, it could be anyone. Look, turn into right back around. Oh no, Isolate now returning the favor. So many great defensive stops from Redshift in round one, and now it's Zen turning it on here in round two.
Yeah, that was absolutely amazing defense there from Zen, and it looked for a second like they were going for an offensive push, and they weren't able to find it for too long, but they do have a second opportunity here now as they do push on again with it. The disc is free for a second, going to be picked up here by Fire Ninja. Fire Ninja backing up, taking a second, throwing it down, getting it to Laws. Laws on the floor here, kind of juke out Desirable. Desirable not having any of it, sending it down the tunnel here. This is going to be moving into Zen's side. It is going to bounce on the ground here, picked up by Isolate. Isolate moving it behind him, and the disc is not going to be cleared out as it did bounce poorly. Bushibo sending it over to Zux. Zux ducking and weaving, and not for long he is, because it is picked up by Hack, looking to move it on out.
Stack is together. They deliver it down in. Lols and Isolate, but they're going to get broken up. And oh, that almost went in. Zux, though, picking it up. Oh, no, Fire Ninja right there. Turn it back around. They've got an offensive attack going. It's a 3-on-2 for just a moment, but they will reset.
The defense absolutely amazing there. It was caught and sent right on out here. Picked up by Laws. Laws getting stunned out here. And Desirable on the ceiling looking for a pass on over. He does find the pass over to Zux. Zux going for the pass on over behind. And the defense from Zen just too good as it is sent right on back down. And looks like their offense may be looking to put a bit of a pressure up here. Doesn't matter too much because both these teams' defense absolutely insane. And, it's going to be back and forth here as it is picked up again by Fire Ninja, just looking to send it on out and send it out. He does. It is sent right on down. Fire Ninja looking for the shot. It's open and no. And it's just going to be a bit wide, and it's going to be Isolate moving it back. Not ready to end the attack yet. Lol's trying to go for it, but not going to be able to find it. Buchibo sending it right on down. The bounce going to make sure it stays into Redshift territory, though. It is going to be picked up by Fire Ninja. Fire Ninja gets sent up by Zux, and Zux sending it right back down. For a ping pong game so far.
Ping pong indeed. Both of these teams, great offense, great defense, and yeah, just a hair's breadth separating a score from a save. Although, right here we go. One-on-one opportunity. Caesar, no chance. Isolate was isolated. all alone, and against a player like Caesar, you've got just absolutely no chance. Yeah, I'm on the edge of my seat. I wish you guys could see the cams on all of us. We got Nightfire's like raising his hands in the air. He's like, "Oh my God!" on that last defensive save. So yeah, if your heart's not racing, I don't know what you're watching. You might want to check your pulse.
This could be picked up here by Fire Ninja. Fire Ninja getting it on down. Right back into Redshift territory. Redshift trying to move towards the desk. But it is picked up by Laws, and Laws going for it. No, not able to find it. It's going to be picked up by Buchibo on the defense, sending it right on out through the tunnel. It's going down and picked up by Isolate. Moving it down, sending it right back down. More ping-ponging here as Zux does pick it up. And no, not for long it won't be. Fire Ninja moving it backwards. It is going to be Hack moving it down to Fire Ninja. And Fire Ninja,
Oh,
the ding!
no.
The ding just messed them up. Oh, Redshift sending it back down off of just a bit of a miscalculated play there. It will be picked up by Bucci, but we should go for it. And Isolate on the goalie, on the defense. Absolutely insane. And it will go back up to the ceiling where Heck is waiting for it, sending it back down to Redshift's side of things. Here, picked up by Isolate, going for it.
Oh my!
Desirable just ready for it every single time. Lol sending it back, going for another attack. Fire Ninja moving it through, looking for it, finding the pass, and Lol's getting it in. The goalie was sent out that time.
Amazing patience there by Fire Ninja. There was an early cutter. It looks like it was Isolate going in, but there were too many orange jerseys in the area. You saw them wanting to deliver that disc in, but just holding on and waiting. Lols came in as a second cutter, and that was the one to hit. Now a 3-point lead, 5-2. Very much very different game in terms of scoring than round one. It was 22 to 13 or something, 22 to 11 in round one, and here we have only 7 total points. Lols in the area, double stack coming in, Isolate. So now on a little bit of a run here is Zen, and they've got their biggest lead of the game.
Yeah, let's see if they are going to be able to manage to keep it. You know, that's all up to them. That's up to Redshift too, deciding on how they're going to play, what they're going to do, what their mentality is like, and what they are thinking. Desirable moving the disc on down, not going to be a good bounce there. Picked up by Lols. Lols looking to capitalize on it, sends it down the field. Picked up by... Ooh, no, it is picked up by Desirable. And it's on the defense and sent down to Caesar. Caesar looking to capitalize on that, sending it on out, but not able to find that either. Zuck sending it down the field into the mid and picked up by Zucks once again. A bit of a self pass, moving it down into Zen territory, and it will be picked up by Hack. Hack moving it down. It's going to go bouncing on the floor. Caesar on the offense. Redshift on the offense, looking for it, passing it to Desirable. Desirable going for it. Going to go down. It's going to be Buchibo. Buchibo sending it up
Oh
to
my.
Zucks going for it, and that's going to be Desirable with a shot from behind. 4-7. Wow, that was amazing defense and amazing offense for both those teams right there.
Yeah, amazing. Lols got the stun out, but just couldn't quite grab the disc, and Desirable just swept right in and scooping up the big-time two-pointer. I mean, it's only 2 points, but right now with only 5 points before having separated, now only 3 points now, this could be, I mean, every point is big. Caesar now moving in. Okay, only 1 point down, so 4 very quick points for Redshift. And Zen has got to be careful here because, of course, Redshift did win round 1. And so they've got to win round 2 here if they want to push it to a round 3.
Yeah, it is a 1-point game as we move up onto the 2-minute and 25-second mark. We will have to see what these teams do. Zen moving it on down. They're going to have to be careful with what they do next. Fire Ninja moving on through. Law's going for it, not looking to play around and eating their food, as it is going to be 2 more points right there for Zen.
Great score, 6-9. Lols responding in 11 seconds. And so let's see if Zen can keep up the defensive pressure and maybe get a turnaround, maybe get another score. Definitely can't be very comfortable because they're only down, or they're only up by one 3-pointer. And as Redshift has shown, they can score in a hurry. Buchibo a little bit wide, dinging off the side. Oh no, picked up now by Fire Ninja and gets it off. The stacks are together. It's a 4-stack with 3 Zen players and 1 leeching Buchibo. Butchie gets it, and now it's in the hands of Redshift. Down by 3, but the disc in hand.
That is going to go back to Fire Ninja. We could see a round 3 here. That would be fun. His moving up to Laws and Laws. Ooh, putting it right on in with the bounce shot. Wow. Just so quick, so accurate with their shots. Not missing anything, even if they don't have a direct angle. It's absolutely beautiful and even hypnotizing to watch sometimes as these teams do just keep going back and forth with it, but their shots are just so perfect when they do get them off. Desirable now sending it down the field.
Disc deep in the bubble, a scoring opportunity here. We're gonna go 1-on-3. Oh my, Caesar. Caesar! Recognizing the space, the defender's just a little bit too far, not close enough to bother him, and scored very quickly. So 8-second answer, and still only up by 3. With 35 seconds left, this game is going to go down all the way to the wire unless Zen can get a score, which would seal it. They're going to be on the ropes until the very end. Fire Ninja being chased by Butchabo. Here we go, lols. Okay. Icing the game, 8-15. That will do it. And we are gonna see a round 3.
I am so excited to see what these teams pull off in a round 3 situation. It is going to be absolutely tense and absolutely insane to see what these teams manage to come up with going into round 3.
That it will. And in the minute we have the smooth voice of Nightfire.
That smooth voice coming from one of our sponsors, the HyperX Quadcast. Yes, we do appreciate HyperX for sponsoring us with the lovely headphones here as well, and brand new Cloud Alpha Wireless 2, or Cloud Alpha Wireless. You can find a 20% discount code for this 300-hour battery life headset if you click on the link down below in the info section. So I do recommend you check that out. But a great series, and what a change. You know, I feel like I've never been more right in the saying that first round doesn't tell the story, because we got a completely different book for round 2 with the pacing on an entirely different level, and Zen coming out with on top 13-8. I mean, the overall scoreline almost not even as much as the points scored by Redshift alone in round 1, you know, and so it's why I love tuning into Echo Arena, really, because you just don't know what to expect. There's so much variety to the nature of the game. Anything can change, even on a round-to-round basis. Going into round 3, like you said there, Doc, it's going to be an exciting battle. It's going to be a good bit of back and forth here this afternoon. And frankly, I don't know what we're going to get. I don't know what pace we have in store for us here as round 3's timer ticks down. And I guess we'll just have to find out.
Well, we don't have to wait long, and winning the joust again for the 3rd straight time is Zen, but winning the control of the disc for the 3rd straight time is Redshift. So Redshift really allowing Zen to get that disc and then waiting for them to clear it up. Caesar getting stunned out. Fire Ninja and Lol's in the area. They will get the disc. Will they dribble? They will get stunned out. All the stacks are broken up. The back stack flying in. Goal is open for the moment. Oh, just a little bit wide. And this game is going to come down to it. Will they get 2? Oh, my. You're not going to stop Fire Ninja that close that on the backside, even with all your defenders in goal, finding the space and getting the 2-point lead. Fire Ninja.
This is absolutely a crucial round to see how the rest of even the entire Challenger Cup plays out here, as it is a double elimination. And, you know, this will give whichever team their first elimination. Neither team wants that, though. Heck, moving it down the field to Fire Ninja. Fire Ninja moving it over. Laws with the disc. Laws trying to find the pass on up. Does find the pass up, and Heck finding the goal right there. Easy for him to do. 4-0.
Yeah, and Redshift has got to be a little bit concerned now. I mean, with the way round 2 went, very low scoring, even being down 4 points early on, you know, you don't want to lose your mental. Just stay on your game. You know you can score in bunches, so don't press. Just do your thing. Here they go, methodically up the court. Oh, wow. Beautiful passing all the way up. All 4 players touching it. 2-man game at the end between Butchabo and Caesar for the finish. 4-2 now.
That play right there is exactly why these teams are in the Challenger Cup. Those plays are so good. They are so just slick. They're so perfect to see. Good passing, good offense, and you just get it right on pass. And even the defense, though, they weren't able to save it. It was absolutely amazing as they were able to pressure every single person as they got the disc. And speaking of getting the disc, it's gonna be Zuxon, an open 3-pointer. He don't miss those. That's a 5-4 game right now, as it is going to be a 1-point lead for Redshift coming back in this round. We'll see what they can do with it.
Wow. So in just a minute of game time, 5 very quick points. Very tough angle there. Only 11 meters out for Zux, but not a lot of real estate to work with. So now it's Zen who's going to be a little bit behind, and the mental game is going to come in big time for both of these teams. It's already gone back and forth. We've already had 2 lead changes here, and with 7 minutes left, as the time ticks down, it's just gonna get more and more tense. Zux adding to the pressure. 7-4 lead.
It's so clean what Redshift is able to do, what Zen is able to do. The way they capitalize on even the smallest mistakes are absolutely insane. And Isolate is gonna have it, sending it down to Laws. Laws getting it to Heck sending it down to Fire Ninja. Fire Ninja looking for it, gonna be pressured, gonna have to clear it out here. Not exactly what they want to do, and it isn't gonna work in their favor either, as Redshift is able to grab it and send it right on down. That's gonna be Caesar from behind. That is 4 people in the bubble, none of which were on Zen's team. That is going to be a goal for Redshift.
Wow, 9 points. And Queen Cap in the chat urging Zen to use their timeout, and probably not a bad idea. They were up 4, now down 5, and given up 9 unanswered points in just 2 minutes of gameplay. But they press on. Heck, with the disc, every option is guarded, but not under any pressure. Gonna deliver it low. Lols has a one-on-one against the goalie. Oh my! Zero angle didn't work. Butchabo with the clear.
Clearing it right down, right into Zen territory once again. It will be picked up here by Buchibo. Buchibo sending it down, and the shot is not good as Lols is able to get right back in time. Desirable getting the disc, sending it down, passing it on over to Zux. Zux to the ceiling. Then that's going to be picked up by Buchibo. Buchibo from behind, 3-on-1, and no, it is going to be wide here as it does move from behind. Here, picked up by Caesar here, and moving down the field nice and slowly. Going to get that reset so they can station themselves a bit differently. Maybe looking for a sort of attack and see what they are going to do here. And as soon as they attack, that is going to be their leap. That's Bujibo with the disc, and that's going to be Caesar right into the goal. Wow, that was absolutely insane.
Insane indeed. Great defensive chain to get the stun out. Then everyone jumping out after the disc, and it was Caesar in the right place at the right time, slapping it in and giving his team a 7-point commanding lead. Not totally choking the life out yet. Still 4.5 minutes left. Plenty of time, but definitely in control. Fire Ninja, though, says, hey, we're not done yet, and responds in 13 very quick seconds. Now the lead is down to 5.
Zen definitely showing they want this. Definitely saying, hey, you know what? We were down a bit, but now we are back. We are here to play. We found our footing again, and we are ready. Did they get ready in time, though, is the question here, as it is going to be Caesar moving it down the field just nice and slow, getting it clear on down. It's going to go down and up and picked up by Isolate. Isolate sending it down. It is going to be picked up by Fire Ninja. Fire Ninja trying to clear it. Not going to be able to find the clear, though. And that's going to be picked up by Zux. Zux over to Caesar. And Caesar down to the floor, right where Buchibo is waiting to pass on to Desirable. Desirable juking out here. Going to get stunned out, though, by Fire Ninja. Fire Ninja trying to find the clear on out. Instead of finding the clear, he does find Caesar. Caesar sending it on over to Zux. Zux moving it through. And heck, absolutely perfect deal there, and Desirable on the back line is ready for it once again to pass to Zux. Zux over to Caesar, and Caesar holding it here again, maybe looking for that strategy play, and it is going to be back to Desirable, maybe looking for them to leap at them again, as they are kind of doing the exact same thing, but they are going to do it a bit early, and let's see what that does. That's Buchibo. Buchibo sending it on back to Zux. Zux and top being Caesar sends it into the goal.
Amazing. Caesar doing it all. I mean, You can't say enough about the way that Caesar contributed to that play, knowing when to reset and then moving all the way from the right side to the back side on the backboard, getting in the right place, and then with the easy finish, I mean, making it look absolutely easy. Up 7 now with 2.5 minutes left. Redshift still in an absolutely command position. If they can score right here, it'll all but seal the deal, putting a lot of pressure on to the Zen team. Although, look at that. Just as I'm saying that, a very quick 2. So back down to 5. Don't sleep on Zen yet.
Zen responds well under pressure. That is something I have definitely seen. When they are under pressure, that is when their true colors show. That is when they get as good as they can. That's when they play their best. And they are under a lot of pressure here. So they will have to definitely play their best if they want to go if they want to go farther, and if they do want to make master lulls, having the disc, sending it over to Hack, moving it down the field, moving it up to Fire Ninja, putting it in the goal. It is a 3-point deficit now. Zen coming back so quickly here.
What a strike. What a response. With their backs against the wall. We got comebacks in the chat. If you're a fan of Zen, if you're a fan of Redshift, now is the time to let them know. 1.5 minutes left. 3-point lead for Redshift, and they have the disc. If they can score, they're going to add a lot of pressure. But if not, it's going to be Zen turning it back around. Butchabo, oh my, had an opportunity to go against the goalie and instead electing to go backward. Definitely going to run some time off the clock, but that was a big-time opportunity to score there.
Yeah, they are just trying to run some time off the clock before moving it forward, because they know that at least they think they know that they can score here, and indeed they can score here, making it 15-10. It's a 5-point lead, and while not impossible, it is going to add so much pressure, like you said, to Zen here. And I am excited to see what they do to it as we move in to the 50-second mark. It is going to be a very, very close game here, as Zen is willing to come here and pick it up, isolate Dawes, sending it down to Hack, getting it down the field, and no, Zuck's right there to pick it up, sending it on over, and not picked up by them. Instead, it will be
Oh my.
floating disc, and Desirable picking it up here, ducking under a player, moving it in. It's Isolate versus Desirable, and Desirable desiring to score a few more points there as he puts it right on in.
That will do it. After a very exciting 3-round match, Redshift showing off their master credentials. They want that finalist badge, and they really showed it at the very end of this game. Zen, credit to Zen for keeping it going and keeping up the pressure, but Redshift just a little bit too much in the end. Nightfire, tell us about it.
Well, a certainly exciting round 3, the first one we've had today between EU and NA Challenger Cup. So we got what we're looking for, at least with one of our matchups this afternoon. Again, a good back and forth here, ultimately, that ends with a team going down into the loser's bracket, like you said, which is where we're headed also. Not to say that anyone that's been tuning in is a loser, but that's where we're going to be catching the action next, is down in the loser's bracket. I think our first matchup, oh geez, Juicebox versus Numbskulls is where we'll be heading next. That should be in, I think, maybe roughly 5-10 minutes from now. So we don't have a ton of time to really kick it around and talk about upcoming games. So don't go anywhere. While we have a brief moment in time, I do want to shout out a few of the other sponsors before we get back into the action. We've talked about Redshift. We've talked about HyperX. I want to talk about VR Cover, also coming in with great products that help enhance the comfort of any of your VR devices, whether it's any VR device. They have a variety of products that enhance comfort, but I highly recommend you get a face cushion. Doc, I mean, I know you play a lot of VR. I certainly play a lot of VR. I think one of my first go-to things to get is a VR cover face cushion so that I can play longer.
No joke. I've got one. It's so comfortable. It's so nice. The PU leather, I mean, it's it's easy to wipe off. If you get sweaty, it doesn't absorb it. You just wipe it right off, maybe a little bit of alcohol, whatever your cleaner is. It's really a nice piece of gear, yeah.
Yep. We also have on display here across all three of our bodies VR Wear, Arma, one of our favorite merch sponsors alongside VR Wear. But everyone here wearing the Arma jerseys. We've obviously got some older generation alongside some of the new stuff that's out there as well. We've got new designs coming out from Arma. So I do recommend, if you haven't checked it out, go check out the Arma merch website. You can find the link to that over on VRML.com, or you can also find the link to VR Wear. They provide a bunch of fantastic products all the way down to water bottles with VRML merch on them. So please do check that out. We also have Asterion supporting us with fantastic mounts. I showed it on display earlier. The unfortunate reality is I have it set to green. Oh, I can change. I remember I pushed the button to change the color. But you can go with a variety of colors. Easy to turn it on and off. Plugs into your computer or any USB outlet, and is a great way to sort of
good look. That's good looking.
Yeah, it's a great way to display your headset as like a trophy. It's really cool. But on top of that, we're going to get custom sort of embossed versions of these where they're going to have the Echo Arena Season 5 champion sort of, I wouldn't say etching, but mark, if you will, on the Asterion product. So it's definitely some cool prizes contributed in from Asterion. We really do appreciate them. I think also Kiwi Design coming in to the back half of the season. They provide a handful of products that range from headset straps to controller cushions that'll help prevent damage when you evidently slam your controller into a wall. I recommend you check out Kiwi Design if you haven't already. They have, again, a variety of great products. VRML also obviously sponsoring the prize pool and contributing in to help drive the esports initiative. We really do appreciate and love to see VR esports grow. But I think that's going to be it for me. We got to get ready for our next game. That's all the sponsors. We have more games coming, 2 more as we go into the losers bracket, so don't go anywhere. More Echo Arena action in just a few moments.
Hey, chat.
One more to go.
VRware. Our passion is for the future.
Welcome, everybody, to the Echo Arena Season 5 Challenger Cup. We're into our third round of the day. Technically, if you're looking at the bracket, match number 5, I believe, as we dip into that loser's bracket. My name's Nightfire with 2 E's, and I'm joined by my excellent host of casters on the desk. To my left, Blank, and to my right, we have Doc Education. Blank, certainly an exciting matchup just happened. We just got to tune into a great round 3, but and what do you think's gonna? What do we got in store for us here with Juicebox and Nebraska Numbskulls?
I'm excited for this, and this is going to be really interesting. I watched the Tensor versus Numbskulls game before the last cast we did,
Okay.
and it was insane. Nebraska sadly did lose there, but that is going to knock them down and compete against Juicebox. And they went into round 3 in that. They took Tensor to a round 3, and I'm expecting no less than that here.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about these matchups, Doc. It is elimination time now. A loser here is done, and their season is over. The pressure certainly starts to mount up a little bit in scenarios like this, right?
Oh, absolutely. Nobody wants to go home this early, and yeah, both of these teams, I know both of these teams fairly well, especially the Nebraska Numbskulls. Scrimmed their team quite a bit on Team Amoeba, and good group of folks. Added Callan recently, and oh my, Callan showing off with a 33-meter three. The caster call out.
I mean, you had to do it to him, Doc. You had to have it happen that way. We are into the action with round number 1 here between Juicebox in orange and Nebraska Numbskulls in blue. It is, well, now we'll see how Juicebox handle the joust, right? We'll see what they do on this rollout. If they can orchestrate something here and bounce back with a couple of points of their own, the intercepts certainly aren't going to help.
Oh my. Oh no, Jake. Oh, picking it up though and showing off inverted. What a move. Jake just a little bit low on the backboard shot and picking up their shot and then just absolutely cranking it in. Wow. Now, whoosh. Sending it in. It's going to go deep into the bubble. It's going to be Jake. No, Mad Bro picking it up, sending it out. And it's going to be Whoosh picking up the disc. Whoosh resetting. Can't quite hang on to it, though. Cat's going to have to scramble. No pressure, though. So they will have time. Creeping up slowly is Jake. Adding a little bit of pressure, and now it's gonna be Juicebox on their offensive attack. Another reset. Cats over to the right side. Geo all getting stuffed by Mad Bro, and they're off to the races. Picking it up. Callan again. Moving along the bottom side. Now Callan going off to the shoulder, not under pressure, and so, oh wow, just juking. Oh wow. Oh my, Mad Bro was stunned out. Callan maybe a little bit too casual on that finish there, dropping it to a player that was covered and stunned out. But it looks like they will recover. Numbskulls with the disc and the lead up 5-0.
Indeed, a good bit of battling here going on between these two squads. Whether it's Nebraska applying the pressure, it is a exciting matchup here to be tuning into. Apologies on my end, having technical issues getting into the lobby, so hopefully we'll be here. But Doc, keep carrying us away.
Okay, well, moving in, Raptured not afraid to go 1-on-4. Maybe should have had a little bit of healthy skepticism, but the backline player, Jake, is going to send it over. Mad Bro dropping it back to Callan. Little two-man game while they get reset. Jake and Raptured are now deep. They've got their pincers in, and they're on the attack. Raptured to Mad Bro. What a cut. What a pass. What a finish. Great spacing. Great movement and absolutely beautiful crisp passing there by the Nebraska Numbskulls. And they are up 7-0. Juicebox struggling early, and after getting slammed by Ace in that first round, they have got to be feeling a little bit of mental pressure right now.
I'm back into it. Doc, you're not alone in this adventure. You're not alone in this 10-point lead that Nebraska Numbskulls have locked in. Jake sinking that 3 from the bottom of the zone, and, well, not exactly what Juicebox are looking for here. When you're into the loser's bracket, when your back's against the wall, you don't want to be at a 10-0 disadvantage before 5 minutes, that's for sure. Not to say that they're out of the mark by any means. We've seen 6 points come up in a matter of 20 seconds, 25 seconds. Anything's possible in a game like Echo Arena, and so you can't count out Juicebox yet as they do set up for their offensive attack.
Now, Retro, waiting, baiting, moving back, trying to pull Jake out of the action, and does enough. Wow! Wow! Retro! Retro came in the chat earlier saying their mental was destroyed by Ace. Well, showing some good mental acuity on that play, knowing the bubble was bad, pulling it back themselves as a reset, and then delivering an absolute strike whoosh with the open goal opportunity.
They now go on to the offensive joust, the first offensive joust for the likes of the Nebraska Numbskulls, and we'll see how they orchestrate this one as the defense comes flying back to challenge the duo. A great intercept coming in from Retro with a not-so-great clear right back into Jumad's hands. Keeps things pushed forward here for Numbskulls as they look for another opportunity onto the goal. A good bit of juking and a good bit of diving gets Jake the 2 points in the 1v1 opportunity, and just like that, those 2 points scored are nullified.
Man, yeah, Numbskull's looking really, really good right now. Lost to Tensor in a 3-round match, and actually dominated the first round, and then kind of getting blown out a little bit rounds 2 and 3. But they have come to play right now. 10-point lead, and they're just looking good. Juicebox struggling mightily. So let's see if they can get it on their offensive attack here. Now Geo with the disc, delivering to the left side. Cass delivering down to Retro. Retro getting stuffed by Raptured, but then Raptured losing the disc. It's going to be on the backside. Geo putting it in. Not going to miss that one. And now they got a little bit of momentum. They're going to be on their defensive joust. And let's see if they can add some pressure to the Nebraska Numbskulls. Maybe get a quick turnaround, get a couple scores. They'll be right back in it.
Really good job on defense coming in there from the likes of the Numbskulls side there. Just really buying time at this stage, even though they ultimately did score 2. Those saves are big. They're big for momentum. About not as big as an open goal 3, though. Whoosh sinking that really puts this team back into the mix. That 12-point, 10-point lead doesn't look so unclimbable now.
Totally. And, I mean, we talk about it a lot, momentum, but one thing that's kind of specific to Echo Arena, you know, the offensive and defensive joust, the disc is on your side of the arena when you have the offensive joust. And on the defensive end, a lot of teams, like right here, I mean, a lot of teams can be absolutely better on the defensive joust than the offensive joust. Whoosh! With a little bit of hello! And sending it in with the mail slot right there. 8 points, 12-10.
It's 8 unanswered points here, and, you know, it's Echo Arena on display. No lead is a comfortable lead. No matter how big you think it is, it can be chipped away in a matter of moments, and, well, now Numbskulls are looking to sort of answer back here. They need to get a point on the board. It's been too long of unanswered points, and oh no, a bit of a missed pass there. Ooh. And a missed shot. A comedy of errors, if you will, resulting now into a 1v1 and a save from Cats, absolutely saving this from spiraling into a larger lead. Can they continue to keep that pressure on in defense? Ooh. They can, and they get the clear.
Yeah, I mean, Numbskulls really leaving a lot of opportunities there. They had multiple scoring opportunities, maybe just a little bit too casual. Callan moving up, multiple cutters. It's going to be Jumad, bro, going a little bit low. So another missed opportunity, and those might come back to haunt them. They really need to score here. Kind of bumbling, stumbling just a little bit, and with only a 2-point lead, and now, oh my goodness.
A no-point lead. Wow, that is the third open goal in a row for Whoosh. I don't know if you even want to count that. I mean, it was an open goal, sure, but I mean, a half-court plus shot coming in there to lock their team in for the lead here in round 1. A minute 13 left on the clock for Numbskulls to bounce back. It's been 10 unanswered points, and finally, a backboard shot is sunk in to put them back into the lead, but it's only 1 point. And there's a minute left.
Yeah, I mean, the next goal that's scored might be the end of it, depending on how much time is left. Numbskulls have really allowed Juicebox to close the gap. They've got to get a steal here, a turnover. Obviously, any score is going to put a lot of pressure on them. Whoosh, open goal. Oh my! Okay, so there's going to be about 14 seconds left once the timer ticks down, and Numbskulls, let's see what they can do.
It's you put a goalie there or you don't. Wush is still making these shots here this afternoon, at least in this first round, as they really help keep their team in this one. The 1 point lead and then an intercept from Wush. I mean, absolutely MVP in round one. The backboard shot goes wide, but it's fine. There's no goal going in from the hands of the Numbskulls, and that means Juicebox with a comeback are locking in round one. Blank, what a start to this series.
Yeah, that was a very back and forth, very interesting start indeed. In the beginning there, we did see, Nebraska Numbskulls taking it away. Absolute amazing disc play there as they were able to move down the field. And the first 2 goals were scored within 40 seconds. Within 40 seconds, they got the first 2 goals in. And then it took a bit longer, about a minute and 43 seconds it took. And then it kept getting longer. And then eventually they just didn't score. Came back, and some people believe that Nebraska got comfortable there and that destroyed them. I believe they got tired. I believe after playing that last game versus Tensor and coming into this one, they saw that they were ahead and they relaxed all at once and they got tired. As soon as they start coming back, that gave so much opportunity there to Juicebox. They were able to score so many uncontested points there, and by the time Nebraska was able to say, hey, they're scoring, let's get back into it. And they were slowly chipping away, trying to get back there, but the damage had already been done. They were already too tired to keep that going and to keep climbing back up. And they did get back into it a bit there, as we did see a few more points in the last few seconds in the past few minutes. So round 2 will be interesting if they can keep their momentum and keep their mindset up. Passing it back to you guys for round 2.
Oh, man, what mindset are we going to get? I said the story isn't necessarily told at the start in round 1, but I feel like we got a pretty good idea of what we can expect here in round 2. The question is, will we get more of it? Certainly a nice disrupt there on the defense from Juicebox, but ultimately the 2 gets put in, and much like round 1, Doc, round 2 starts with the Numbskulls lead.
Yeah, good start for the Numbskulls. After being up by so much and losing round 1, you gotta wonder if their mental can rebound. Maybe they're a little tired. Maybe they're a little complacent, as Flynn Ryder is saying in the chat. But whatever it is, there is no time to waste because this is an elimination game. Whoever loses this game is gonna be done. Their season over. Their chances. Oh my! What a stop by Cats. Another opportunity, but they clear it out.
Right now, if Numbskulls lose this, they're the ones that are eliminated. So really, in particular, this match right here matters the most for the Numbskulls team. They need to win 2 in a row to keep their season alive. And, well, they have the lead for now. It's not exactly a comfortable one. 2 points is not something to rest on your laurels about. And clearly, Numbskulls are trying to pad that lead a bit more. They do have disc in hand and do have it inside Juicebox's zone. The dive there from the defense, the great cross and slap in, net them 2 points, and now it's a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, nice work there, and looks like it was Jake that bothered the goalie just enough that gave basically a free ride to Jumadbro to finish that up. So Nebraska Numbskulls back on their offensive movements. Flynn Ryder in the chat, former teammate of some of these players, Raptured and Jumadbro, rooting on their friends, and yeah. Let us know if you are if you're a Numbskulls fan, if you're a Juicebox fan, hang out in the chat. Let us know. Now, Gio, moving off Gio's. Oh wow, what a pass! But Whoosh getting stunned out by Jake. What timing!
Great stun on the back of that side from that defense there to keep that goal from going in. Still, though, the attack continues from Juicebox. They do not want to let up. They have this chance in front of them where they can apply this pressure, and there's a great pass, an absolute great snag by Cats. Fires it into the lower half of the goal, and Juicebox aren't going to let the lead get too carried away here in this round.
Yeah, and we saw as soon as they got on their defensive joust in that round 1, they went on a tear. I think they got 9 or maybe 11 points in a row. So got to be careful here for the Numbskulls. Let's see what they do. It looks like it's going to be Retro and Geo as the front stack. Whoosh kind of in the mid. Backline player Cats hanging on. They do get it past that front stack and they get a stun out. Although some pressure coming in now. It's going to be a one-on-one. Jake off the backside. Cats! What a stop!
Great defense from both ends here this afternoon to keep this game as close as it is. It's a reason that we don't have a outstanding scoreline like we did in the start of round 1. And a great intercept from Retro keeps things into the hands of Juicebox. Very well could result in a 3-point shot, and it does. They give it to the resident open goal shooter, Whoosh, who sinks another. I think that's maybe their 5th open goal locked in a row.
Yeah, Whoosh is... I don't think I've seen Whoosh miss today. Absolutely having a game, and couldn't come at a better time for Juicebox. Again, this is elimination. Both of these teams lost round 1, and neither of them wants to go home. They both want to keep their hopes alive and go into day 2 with a chance to get that coveted Season 5 finalist badge. Oh my, what a pass out. Retro off on the offensive attack, gonna pass back to Geo, back over to Cats. Cats holding on the station, down to Geo. Geo now gonna move forward. Retro on the side, gonna be under pressure from Callan, and so will reset again. Gonna keep moving forward. So very nice work here by Juicebox, just calm, collected, under control.
You say that the intercept results in Jumadbro with an opportunity for a ceiling shot for 3. Instead, it's just a pass. A 2 still works as it gets them the lead. The 1-point lead that Juicebox had nullified now and is into the hands of Numbskulls. But for how long? With 5 minutes left, we still got half of round 2 available, and it's Numbskulls back against the wall with Juicebox looking to knock them out of the tournament.
On their offensive joust, Juicebox, Cats with the disc, going to deliver it high. It's going to be Callan and Jumadbro. They get a steal. Goals open for the moment. Going to be a little bit wide. Bounce going to be picked up by Cats, but raptured. Oh, my. Oh, my. Too much defensive pressure there by the Numbskulls, and they're back to a 3-point lead.
Still not comfortable, but certainly a good job to chip away at the Juicebox pressure that they were experiencing in the first half of this round. And now they've got themselves some momentum. Can they carry that momentum forward is the question, or will Juicebox be able to reset things here with a good bit of pass work? We've seen some great passing from them so far that has gotten them into positions that we're seeing here today, but there's some good stun work on the defense to disrupt that play from coming through. The dive from the offense not in time, and the intercept almost snagged, but not quite, as the clear floats, doesn't get cleared, floats into the trap of the Numbskull zone and still stays into the hands of Juicebox.
Yeah, Retro wisely pushing wide right, gonna have their back to the wall so they can't get stunned out from behind. Now moving forward, Whoosh. Oh, that is tough. Raptured, getting their hand and the grab in the right place, but it goes down technically as a goal.
A 1-point lead separates these teams. A 1-point lead is keeping Numbskulls from being eliminated in the Challenger Cup. Certainly not exactly, again, a comfortable lead that they feel they can rely on, especially with so much time for this Juicebox team to work with. That time is also time for Numbskull's team to work with. Maybe they can pile on to this lead like they had over the course of this round, but for now, it's a bit of a back-and-forth tossing game here as the Numbskulls try and set up for their attack, try and get the pass to the back of the zone, and finally sink it in. 3-point lead.
Wow. Wow. Callan made an incredible read on that clear out, that top French area, that scooped area. Very difficult to read how that bounce is going to go, and Callan in space was the one to pick that up and send it back in. Doesn't get an assist, doesn't get points, doesn't get a stun for that, but really responsible for that opportunity. And look at that. Another opportunity missed, although will be picked back up by Juicebox.
Geo fortunately up there to scoop it up, back pass it, and allow for the rest of Juicebox to set up on their offensive approach as they try and pull out and stretch this defense so that they then can collapse and thread the needle through the holes. Geo finds a hole to thread that needle through. A 1-point lead now again for Numbskulls. 2 minutes are left in this round. Numbskulls still only surviving by a thread.
All right. So here we go. Numbskulls, 1-point lead. A minute 45 left. Challengers Cup season on the line. Raptured with the disc. Pressure by Geo and Retro. They do get it through mid though. Jake now juking, finding that space in the trap, but under pressure, loses the disc. Oh my! Dangerous reset goes off the head of an Numbskull, and it is now cleared. The stacks are flying in. Oh my! Disc is ping-ponging back and forth. Nightfire, a minute left. Deliver, cast the Milkman!
A huge intercept and an open goal. 3 right when Juicebox is applying that final pressure to push themselves into an offensive opportunity. They open up a gap in coverage that is instantly punished by the likes of the Numbskulls. And it's not over yet. It's a 2-goal lead, though, now, and things are a little bit more challenging for the likes of Juicebox team. They really have to put this 2-pointer in soon, and they are set up to do so. The backboard shot goes wide, goes a touch low, dings off. The disc floats into the zone. All this time taking down is exactly what Juicebox don't need. And it's going to go into the hands of Numbskulls. The clear. This clock is ticking faster and faster, it seems. And it's going to mean that Numbskulls are taking us to a round 3.
Wow. What a back and forth action here in game 2. Geo looking for a final shot, but there's 2 Numbskulls players, and it won't matter with a 4-point lead. They'll get 2, but it won't be enough. We're going to see a round 3 blank on the sidelines. Wow.
Wow, indeed, as that second round comes to a close there, and Nebraska taking that one away. And I definitely believe, and that round, I believe, definitely reinforces my opinion in the first round as well, that Nebraska was just tired and they did start getting their mental game again. This time, chipping away at Juicebox. Slowly there. It was very, very, very ping-pongy in the first bit of that round. Eventually, though, Nebraska was able to get a hold of the disc, and they started getting points back-to-back. And though Juicebox was trying to keep up, ultimately, they couldn't do it. They were down. It was only by 1, but, they were down still. Round 3 is going to be a very interesting round indeed to see, as both these teams will either be performing at their best or their worst. The pressure is on them, because the loser actually does not get to play any more matches this season, as they will be out indefinitely of Season 5. They will have lost in the Challenger Cup. Meanwhile, the winner will go on to face a few more teams and maybe even make Master, which, let's be honest, every one of these teams wants. As, we do get started on the round 3, and it will be a good one. I'm calling it now, and I'm handing it off to you.
Thank you very much, Blank. Great analysis. Love to have you on the desk. Round 3 kicking off here for us, and we're going to see who is out and who is, well, continuing, at least, into the loser's bracket. A good headbutt goes right into the hands of Cats off of a great stack play. And just like that, Juicebox come out with an aggressive 2-pointer.
And, yeah, I mean, with how close these games have been, 1 point in round 1, 2 points in game 2. Every goal is absolutely huge. Raptured with the disc getting stunned out by Whoosh. A little too casual. Jumad Bro slapping it down. It's going to be a scramble. Callan will pick it up. Moving forward, but there is a backline player, so the Milkman cannot deliver this time. Going to have to maybe make a back pass. Oh, wow, what a beautiful ender. Absolutely toying with Geo there and delivering it down to Raptured. Raptured now on the ghost, juking, moving, cutting. Jake, yes! Tie game!
tie game, and it didn't take long. We are into the first minute of the action. This is certainly a pace that I would be excited to see for the rest of this final round in the series. If we keep this up, it's going to be a nice high-scoring battle, and let's see how the offensive joust turns out for Juicebox as they take their turn at their attack, and a bit of a bad back pass opens up an opportunity. Another unfortunate pass. There's an open goal 3. Can it get sunk? No, but disc is into the hands of the Numbskulls.
Allen with the disc moving up, gonna deliver it down to Raptured. Raptured with the pass up. Oh no, it's gonna go off the Nugget. Jake looks like they will redirect. Very nice backward movement and a good reset. Callan now delivering it down in off the backside. Cutter, yes, Raptured. With the pass from Jumad Bro, kind of a mirror image of another beautiful pass and cut we saw in round 1, where it was Rapture delivering it to Jumad Bro. Early lead goes to the Numbskulls.
Not a big one, though, and I imagine we're going to continue to trade scores here, trade points back and forth between these two squads. Again, their season on the line here, and so you're going to see their most focused efforts. You're going to see great passing sequences. You're going to see shots on goal that sometimes connect and sometimes don't. A big ding there. Doesn't get into the hands of Jumad, bro. You can see they were trying to propulse themselves faster than possible, but they couldn't get there in time. Still ends up with the clear down into the zone of Juicebox, though, and ultimately Katz is there to at least prevent the storm or prevent the attack from being pushed in right away. A re-clear floats into the midfield. Can't quite get it down into the zone of Numbskulls, but Juicebox is certainly trying.
That they are. Whoosh. Passing it over to Katz. Katz, a little bit of space. Oh, my.
What?
Katz. Saw the stacks or heard the stacks were coming and just elected to go ahead and take the shot, even though it was a 3. Raptured. Very close to saving that disc, but just a little bit out of the outstretched hand. And now the very slim lead is in the hands of Juicebox.
Oh, goal 3 sunk in by Whoosh again. I don't know why I'm surprised it goes in at this point. I should be more surprised if it misses, but still, the disrupt, the steal, the 3, a 4-point lead just like that for Juicebox.
So, Numbskulls really need to settle down, settle in. They've given up 2 big-time 3s in the last 45 seconds or so. There's still plenty of time. 6. Oh, man. Losing the disc there. Oh, Raptured in the area. Whoosh would have had an open goal opportunity again. Goal is not open. Raptured back in goal, and so they will reset. But Nightfire, right now, all the momentum is on the side of Juicebox.
Yeah, you talk about times for timeouts. This certainly would be a good time for Numbskulls to call a timeout. If they can just maybe put 2 on the board here and then maybe get a bit of a breather for themselves, it may do them some good. Otherwise, Juicebox do have an opportunity to really get momentum into their side here. And as I say that, Numbskulls finally get their hands on the disc. That missed pass hurts a lot as the clear doesn't quite go through the tunnel, but still does end up into the hands of the Juicebox squad. And now there's the clear. There's the pass down into the zone. The retrieval and the attempt sinks it in for 2.
Wow. So just one missed pass there on the offensive attack, and there is the timeout, as you mentioned. Nightfire, a very good time. Still plenty of time left with 5 minutes to go, but definitely haven't given up 8 very quick points and being down 6. Good time to just, relax, get the mental back together, and I mean for one of these two teams, there is only 5 minutes of gameplay left in Season 5.
Yeah, also a good time for us to go over to our resident analyst, Blank. I mean, what do you think so far here, Blank? This timeout, I think, is a crucial one and a really a nice, good one for the Numbskulls to be taking.
Yeah, definitely looking at it here, watching round 3 unfold, this is a very, very important timeout for Numbskulls. It would have been better if they could have made that last 2 and evened out a bit, but even though they weren't able to even out a bit, that's only more of a reason for them to take this pause here, as it only makes it that much more important. They are down by 6 points. They were doing really well, and it just seems like the tides keep shifting back and forth. And the Tensor game versus Numbskulls, they didn't take their pause in the last round. They could have, and I think that might have cost them that too. And it looks like they don't want to make the same mistake again. This time they're taking their time out. They're ready to cool down, and they are going to make sure that if they do lose, it's because of any other problem, and it's not because their headspace wasn't cleared. They are taking their time out. They're slowing it down. They're making sure their headspace is clear, and they are going to get ready for you know some of the best echo I believe we'll see all night.
Yeah.
Because I think after you have your headspace cleared, you're gonna play better. And this isn't just going for Nebraska, because you have to think Juicebox over here as well. They're getting the same timeout. They're not just playing around or doing anything too. They have the same timeout as Numbskulls, which means they get to cool down as well. They get to take some time to readjust as well on their own. And it'll be like a fresh start for both these teams. I think they'll do even better than they did before they came into the losers bracket, and they will definitely do better than they did in round 1 or round 2. It'll be so close, and it'll definitely get a lot tighter if these teams do clear out their mind spaces here. It'll be so fun to see, and I am so excited to watch these teams as they do get ready to go back on through. It is going to be absolutely insane and absolutely tremendous to watch these teams play at their very, very best here tonight.
It is indeed a hype moment here as we observe the losers bracket unfold in front of us, and the timeout, a bit of a false start on that timeout. I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know when it was timed, but it looks like the other side took a timeout.
Wow.
They weren't quite ready after that reset, apparently. Maybe a few folks over on the Juicebox team taking a bit longer of a break for themselves. And, timeouts are good and fine. It's interesting. Is there any tacticality behind this? The team is over on Juicebox's side is ready to go. They're ready to dive into the action. Numbskulls, their timeout's up. They're ready to start things off, and then suddenly another 5 minutes for them to deal with here.
Well, it could be 5 minutes. It could be 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I do think it's a little bit of gamesmanship. Maybe they weren't quite ready. Who knows what exactly triggered it? But now Juicebox is in command of when the game is going to start, and then they'll only have like 10 seconds to kind of get in the tube. So Numbskulls are kind of have to be on edge a little bit right now. You could see them. The Numbskulls are in the arena, kind of vibing. They look relaxed, but I think this is about control.
Well, we'll see if it impacts either side here for round number 3, the final moments of the season. Maybe, the final time for Kellen to spin their head inside of the disc this season. Maybe they're just taking these final timeout moments to make sure that they do everything they wanted to do in season 5, and if that gets your head inside the disc, then maybe that's a bucket list thing you got to scratch off before your season ends. If it's doing a couple of flips on stream, I don't know what, but either way, these teams just moments away, well, at least one of them, from being eliminated. The other team will continue to move on. They'll be playing tomorrow. As a reminder, we have more games. One more game after this, but also more games tomorrow. Those will be starting at the same time and be at the same place over on twitch.tv/VR Master League and here on twitch.tv/Echo Arena_VRML2. So do be sure to tune into that action tomorrow, 3 p.m. PST start time for the NA side of things, 10 a.m. PST for EU if you want to catch that action. But that'll be the end of the Challenger Cup tomorrow. For now, it's going to be the end of a team as we do get into round 3 of this series.
Okay, so here we go. Oh my, that has a chance. Oh, just gonna bounce a little bit off that protruded area of the backboard. It's gonna be in the hands of Geo. Geo under pressure, delivering it. What a strike to Whoosh. Whoosh, open goal. Oh my.
Point to me an open goal that's been missed by Whoosh. There hasn't been one. Everything has gone in, and it is why Juicebox have managed to take at least one of the 2 rounds here this afternoon, and it's a large part into why they have the 13-4 lead right now. Exactly the opposite of what this Numbskulls team was looking for on their return from the timeout, but still not an insurmountable task as they go into the offensive rollout that ends up getting intercepted.
Yeah, and this is not, I mean, that's not good for the Numbskulls. It's going to be Retro moving up, Raptured. Oh, wow. What an ender by Retro and an absolute strike. 16 meters a second from 5 meters out. That's 1/3 of a second between the hand and the back of the goal. No chance for the goalie there. Down by 11, not fully out of it yet. But Numbskulls got to be feeling the pressure now. Callan with the disc. Quick delivery out to Jew. Jew delivering down. It's going to be Jake. Back to Jew. Okay, that's what the Numbskulls needed. Now they're only down by 9, and they're on their defensive joust.
A great little bounce back here, but a little bounce back because the lead is still big. They have to get a nice defensive rollout here. They got to intercept this rollout from the likes of Juicebox, and they can't allow Juicebox to tick the clock down, which is what they're going to want to do. They're going to want to buy time in a scenario like this, keep the disc floating around in the backfield, and continue to let that clock tick down. That missed pass certainly wasn't in the cards for Juicebox, but still it doesn't matter as the intercept keeps the disc into their hands and the clear all the way down into the zone with nearly the shot going in.
Picked up by Whoosh. Whoosh delivering it down. Nice pass. Geo backing it out. They've got plenty of time. They do not need to score. They just need to burn time off the clock. But they are going to continue their offensive attack. Moving in. Retro. Geo flying in. Getting the stun out. Retro on the backside. Not bothered. But bothering the Numbskulls. 11-point lead with 2 minutes left. Nightfire. It is coming down to it.
It certainly is. We are going to get a winner here, that's for sure. And right now it's looking that Juicebox are going to be taking this series. Anything is still possible. I don't know actually the actual math, but an open goal was present for a brief moment there, and those open goal threes certainly would be what the Numbskulls need to get back into this series. At the very least, they need to chip away with a couple of 2s. They can't afford missed passes to the center of the zone like that, where Whoosh can then retrieve the disc and maybe make another open goal shot 3 from half court.
Or from 1 meter out with the assist by Whoosh. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not a mathematician, but I do think that practically this game is going to be put away. Juicebox coming through in the clutch. I mean, we saw in the very first cast that we had on this channel, Juicebox really struggled against Ace. Ace, by the way, still undefeated. It looks like they are absolutely cruising. So Juicebox isn't the only one to have a little bit of trouble with Ace, but you know, it's easy to lose your mental after such a beating. I mean, we had we had Retro in the chat come in and said their mental was destroyed after that first game, but clearly able to recover and respond here, and they are going to take this game, this match in 3 sets and look to move on in day 2, still fighting another day.
Yep, they'll be going up against the losers of the winners bracket that is going on right now over on twitch.tv/VRMaster League. I say right now, but they are actually in a break themselves as that series has concluded, just like this series is concluding now with Juicebox taking round number 3. The clock will tick down. It'll leave a second of actual gameplay left available, and that will be the end of Nebraska Numbskulls and their season. A great effort from the Numbskulls here today. They took it to a round 3, but at the end, it wasn't quite enough. And Blank, your thoughts on what was a exciting best of 3.
Yeah, round 1 and 2 were so exciting. They were so close and so good. And then you had round 3 that looked the same. Look how it would gear up to be the same. Then you had the pause. First from Nebraska, which was much needed. And then they unpaused, and then Juicebox took their pause. And I'm sure that messed with Nebraska because they weren't expecting that. They got their conscious state that they were ready to come back, and then they got a pause taken right on them, which definitely probably affected their mental. And they probably started second guessing themselves, and they came into it and they didn't get really any more points there, as Juicebox was able to take it away, making it look flawless, which is absolutely an insane feat to do. I think both these teams played really well, and I'm excited to see Juicebox continue on into the Challenger Cup.
Absolutely. We have one game left ahead of us. If we can take a look at the bracket, you will see it is, I believe, Zen versus Corrupt, if I'm not mistaken, on our next upcoming match. But that bracket showing you what we have in store for us here tomorrow in particular. Also over on the other channel, twitch.tv/VR Master League, you'll have Redshift and Crescendo playing out. If you want to catch that game, you're going to want to do that over there. Here, again, is going to be Zen vs. Corrupt. Tomorrow, we get into the losers bracket round 2, where you'll have 2 matchups to choose from. Over on twitch.tv/VR Master League will be Juicebox battling up against the loser of Redshift and Crescendo. Over here will be Tensor versus the winner of Zen and Corrupt. And then all of the rest of the games are over on twitch.tv/VR Master League and venues. That goes for losers round 3, 4, and the finals. And so there's going to be plenty of action tomorrow to tune into if you did miss some great games here this afternoon. We still have one more left, but until that game comes up, we're going to go to a brief intermission. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss the final game of today in the Challenger Cup. Welcome back, everybody, for the final match of today in the Echo Arena NA Challenger Cup for Season 5. At the end of this weekend, we'll have 2 champions that'll be advancing on for a chance to compete in the finals for that prize pool that comes together from all of our sponsors. I think now over $10,000 in cash and hardware on the line for first, second, and third, respectively. So plenty to be competing for sure. And especially now, as we are into the elimination rounds. We're in the losers bracket here with Zen and Corrupt. My name is Nightfire, with my host of excellent casters, Doc Education, and Blank. Blank, I'll start with you, just as I did our last matchup, Zen and Corrupt. I think this is certainly going to be a good one. What are your thoughts?
Well, we definitely saw Zen, and now we get to see Corrupt play. I am excited to see these two teams face off against each other, as both of them, they did fall short and to the losers bracket, but neither of them being bad teams. Indeed, they're both super good teams, super good strategy, super good mental. I am excited to see how this will play out, and I think it'll play out just as well as their first matches did. And this time we get to see them go against each other, which is gonna be very exciting to see how these teams go. The way they play is quite a bit different from each other, to my knowledge. So, I mean, I guess we'll see how it affects it.
Going to be an exciting battle here as we jump in, Doc. Round 1 kicking off, Zen and Corrupt. I mean, you don't have a lot of time to get your input on, but here we go.
Here we go, indeed. My cat is joining the stream, and gonna make things a little bit harder on me. But we do have Glean in the game, and we've got Isolate scoring a big time 3 to put Zen up by 3 again. This is elimination, so I mean, all the sparks are flying.
I don't know if you saw it. Slads was trapped in the tunnel there as that shot went in. I don't know what happened on their rollout, but Slads was not involved, and maybe that's why it ended up going the way of Zen with technically a 3v4 on their hands. Here comes the dribble forward, the stack trying to get up to the disc that they have passed to themselves, and here they are, ready to attack into a 1v2. The defense makes it a quick 2v3, and they are able to defend from that shot onto the top of the goal.
Yeah, just barely missing. Oh, but picking it right back up. Slads with the disc has an open option on the right side, but it was going to be a 2-on-4, so beautiful pass back to Golden 17. Golden delivering it right back over to Slads. Slads going to be moving up, causing Fire Ninja to jump out. Oh, what an ender. Oh, my goodness. Bounce shot, Dr. Pocket, top pocket, returning the favor. 3-2.
3-2 indeed. Still a lead for Zen, and already a timeout. Part of me wonders if this is something technical, because again, we saw some weird launch happen there with Slads where they got trapped inside the tube. But maybe it's also just a mental reset here. They're taking their time out early this time, not waiting until it's the final moments, right? I mean, I guess there's different takes on when you take a timeout, Blank. What do you think here, taking that timeout so early in the series?
Usually taking a timeout so early in the game is not a smart idea, as you may need it later. My best guess is technical issues there. Maybe tracking issues would be my best guess, especially as you do have a 3v4 here now.
Yeah.
Maybe Slads wasn't the one with the issues. Maybe could have been a teammate he was pulling off of there. And, a bit of tracking issues maybe with a headset, with a controller. Just sent him flying to the wall. He wasn't able to get out. It could be a bunch of different things that affected to it, but it definitely seems like it's a technical timeout and not a mental timeout. We do get player back in the arena though. It is a 4v4, and I'm expecting to see a ready up as we continue on to this very close game. It's a 1-point game. It's only 1 point. It's already close, and it's already 2 minutes in. It is getting pretty excited. What do you guys think?
I think we need to get you on any sort of detective case around Echo Arena. That is certainly some good detective work from our resident analyst, Blank, there, and obviously co-caster, as they've jumped into a few games already this afternoon. Thank you, Blank. Back into the action we go, off of the timeout, though, and we'll have to see how the offensive joust from Zen goes together, as a missed pass certainly doesn't start things the way they were hoping Just like that, Corrupt sink in an open goal 3, and whether it was tactical or technical, it certainly helped to get their mindset correct.
Wow, yeah, great defensive joust there by Corrupt, getting the steal, and Golden 17 with an absolute strike 19 meters out. Kind of a mid-range shot, but Golden 17 actually a very, very good shooter. And oh no, that's a rollout gone bad, and it looks like it's going to be another offensive attack here for Corrupt, although Fire Ninja picking up the disc. Oh no, Golden 17 picking up the disc inverted, going to back it out. Bad bubble situation. Looking to make a pass out, but very likely going to need a reset. No. Oh, right down to Slads, the one-timer just a little bit wide.
An absolute one-timer, blasting it into the goal, but bouncing off of the ring, so nothing doing there. Instead, it ends up into Zen's hands as they clear it down into Corrupt zone. It floats around into the trap and is scooped up by Spin, so that means Corrupt can continue their assault. Unfortunately, the clear a little bit too far. Can't quite get into the hands of Gunny Saw, and now Lul's going to be working this disc down through the tunnel free and easy. Passes it up to the stack duo, but that goes a bit far. All of these missed passes that we've seen so far have been punished, and that missed pass ends up getting slapped away back into the middle of the zone. The whole defense dives out to intercept, and they can't quite get it. The shot goes a bit wide. They still have one left in goal, and the defense continues to prevent Zen from setting anything up. A good bit of disruption there on the back of the zone, and now they're going to try and put something up on the attack.
A little bit of a sloppy start here for Zen, but a very good team. Plenty of time to turn this back around. Golden 17 now with the disc for Corrupt. Delivering is it down to left side. Gunny Saw over to Spin. Spin on the backside. The most dangerous place in the arena as far as scoring is probably that backboard. You're just so close, and with so many things to grab on and change your angle, goalies have absolutely no chance. Spin taking advantage of that situation there, and now Corrupt up 7-3.
A great floor passing sequence from Corrupt. Again, we talked about it in the downtime. I wanted to see good pass sequences from teams, and we certainly are seeing it here this afternoon in this matchup already. Has a great pass up to Lulz to the top of the zone, nets them 2, and they chip away at the 5-point lead from Corrupt.
Yeah, big time response there. I mean, Zen was up, I think, 2-0 to start. I believe it was a 7-point run for Corrupt. So now on their defensive joust, let's see what pressure they can add. Right now, none. It's Corrupt moving unopposed with a cutter coming in. Slaz, Gunny Saw, yes! So 10 seconds, and the man defense that Zen ran was just absolutely picked apart. Great play call on the right side relay by Corrupt.
I think one thing to take away here when you're watching this matchup, and really any high-tier matchup, is the cross and just how effective it can be. Unfortunately, a missed rollout there is almost the last thing you want at a competitive level, because that defense is coming for that disc just in case that happens. And we almost saw a three-pointer get locked in. Instead, we get a bit of back and forth with this disc passing. It still does go into the hands of Corrupt, and so an offensive joust squandered there by the likes of Zen. A missed pass may get things back into control for Zen, though, and it does as they clear it downrange.
Great clear through. Stacks are together. Multiple players from both teams. Oh my, Fire Ninja. Just a little bit faster than the stack from Corrupt. And now it is Zen having scored 5 out of the last 7 points. And they've cut the lead down to 3.
You're into the thick of it. Just like Blank predicted, it's a great battle here for our final matchup of the day. Certainly, again, not of the Challenger Cup, but of today. And so we'll have to see what we get for remaining rounds, as this is still just the first one. It feels like it's been longer than 5 minutes, that's for sure, too. But either way, we still got plenty of time left here in our first round. That means plenty of time for the Corrupt lead to disappear. Plenty of time for Zen to potentially come back, but also plenty of time for Corrupt to pad on and really get this thing out of control as we battle for dispossession.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes, absolute eternity. 2-point lead, very tenuous, although, just like that, isolate with a big time stop. Now they're on the run. Can they pick it up? Yes, Lols with the shot, but got stunned out. And Golden 17 going to get a hand on it. Wow, multiple players. The players are really flying right now for both teams. Disc changing hands, Nightfire. This is why we've been waiting all season for the final challenge to come. Oh my! Isolate got the save. A little bit too casual, but then brought the disc right back in. 11-7 lead for Corrupt.
Pay attention if you're new or if you're even relatively familiar with the game of Echo Arena. You can learn a thing or two by watching these teams duke it out. You certainly don't want to miss the discs for a second time in a row. That is for sure. But either way, watch the goalie. Watch how they defend. Watch how these teams stack and push. It is so well executed here this afternoon. It has been all day today, really. The Challenger Cup has been a great space to learn if you are new. And I mean, these teams really putting on some good Echo Arena. It has me confident that they're going to be contenders in the finals, which is next weekend. As that ceiling shot nearly goes in, the two will get sunk in by Gunny and Corrupt pile on.
Yeah, the ceiling shot barely missed there by Slads. Gunny saw, not making any assumptions, jumping in and gunning that one in. So, Corrupt now is on a 13-5 run, and they have got a 6-point lead, and they have got the disc again. It's going to be a little bit wide, so shots consistently wide on that angle with Golden 17. Oh no. Oh my. Great post up on the shield there. Great delivery there by Gunny. Saw the defensive pressure right now, Nightfire, is just a little bit too much for Zen. Corrupt is adding so much pressure and getting really pretty easy steals on their defensive joust.
The passing is on point for Corrupt as well, and now they've gotten themselves an intercept for an open goal 3. They are absolutely piling onto their lead right now as it elevates to 11 points. I think there's still a timeout available for the likes of Zen, unless they were the team that took it at the start of this round. I don't know who took that timeout to kick this thing off, but either way, with a minute left, I don't think it's going to matter much. If anything, Corrupt have locked in this first round here, and now Zen need to just show that they can battle back, that they can contest against the Corrupt defense, that they can prevent Corrupt from putting in points, but that doesn't seem to be the case here as another open goal 3 gets sunk by Slads.
Yeah, no, Corrupt is really on a run right now, and Zen is going to have about 20 seconds or so, 22 seconds to get a little bit of momentum. They have really struggled on their offensive joust. They have got to try something new, and this time they run a left side relay, and they do get the disc through mid. Lols passing it up to Isolate. Isolate over to the right side, Fire Ninja. 10 seconds left, counting down. 8, 7. Oh my, got the stun out. Oh my, not quite good enough. Slads gonna do the inversion thing and then send it over to that side. So, wow, the round really felt a lot closer than the final score, but Corrupt running away with it there at the end, 21-7. Blank, wow, what a first round.
Oh yeah, definitely. That was a really, really good first round, and it was close. Not in the way that the scores show, though, but basically in every other way, it was close. You kept seeing it go back and forth and back and forth. But, you know, in the end, you do see Corrupt. They did come away with their very, very good scoring game. And it was really fun to see how the teams both played against each other in the first round. And I think that if maybe Zen could work on, you know, their stacks, if they keep it together just a bit more, they could probably put a little more on their offense and a little more getting past you know, that midfield and that defense from, you know, Corrupt, as Corrupt's offense was absolutely insane there. They were just able to get it right on, and I think it was like 21 to, I want to say 8, I believe. It was 21-7. It wasn't close in the score, but in the ways they played, it made it look and feel so much closer. And even down those last few seconds, you had so much tension. And as we do add in this round, I am throwing it back to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at the score line for, I think, at the halfway mark, I think it was 7-12 or something, 7-15, a very close game that then just kind of ends up escalating into momentum for Corrupt. That momentum carries in to round number 2, and they lock in a quick 2 points. This is it for Zen. They have to win 2 in a row here or their season's over, Doc.
Yeah, and I mean, that felt like a bit of a bullying play there. Shooting off the shoulder after getting the stun out and shooting off the shoulder on, I think there were 2 goalies in the goal. So that was just kind of a no respecter from Corrupt. Let's see what Zen can do. I mean, 9 minutes to go. It's too early to talk about, needing to score, but especially with the way that first round ended, you gotta be wondering how Zen is feeling and whether or not they can really put it together with Gunnysaw cutting in. Oh my, opportunity missed. So Zen, let's see what they can do here.
Yeah, that was one thing I did want to talk about, was that they got stuffed on their last attempt in that last round. It got denied by the defense of Corrupt, and so the momentum, I think, stayed into Corrupt's favor leading into this round 2, and obviously they played it well to the start, but now we'll see if they can pile on to their lead that they have, as they have maintained possession for the large majority of these of this first minute and a half.
That they have, and oh my.
Oh. What a
Short
shot.
But a tough angle.
Doc, that is no easy shot to be making there. I mean, that was almost perpendicular to the goal there. That's a slice of a goal that you have to shoot at.
Yeah, slicing it right in there was spin.
Jeez.
And, I mean, only a 5-point lead, but especially with the way that Corrupt has controlled this round and the way that they dominated the end of round 1, that 5-point lead feels a lot bigger. It feels like Zen is just really struggling with scoring right now, even just getting the disc outside of their own side of the arena on their offensive jowl. Slads to the cutter, golden 17, an opportunity missed. So a couple of opportunities missed here by Corrupt, but just like that, they're right back on the attack.
Yeah, we'll see if that ends up impacting them later on in the round, or if it will just mean that they get saves like that. I think there's a little 360 spin flare on that shot that ends up getting snagged. A great bit of, attempt and defense there coming in. Clip it and ship it, if you will, as the attack from Zen comes through. Goes a bit wide, though, and they still can't get a point on the board here in this second round, in a round where they need to, frankly, score more points so that they can keep their season alive.
Yeah, the tap going back. Going to be exchanging hands. It looks like spin with the disc. Oh my, there's the opportunity. Yes, Lols pickpocket in the backcourt and getting the first points of this round. And the first points in a good long while. I don't think Zen scored in the back half of the first round. So absolutely much needed, cutting the lead from 5-2. And now on their defensive joust, let's see if they can add some pressure.
Took them 3.5 minutes to get on the board, but they did it, and they did it in a big way with a 3. And when you only have a 5-point lead, it means a lot. Here comes the attack from Corrupt, though, as they do get past the midfield in their offensive rollout. They'll now be attacking here with a great pass to the bottom of the zone. Great pass work from Corrupt all series so far. That's what's given them, in my opinion, the lead that they have now, and it really has been, in particular, the bread and butter of the cross pass. They've ironed that in for sure, Doc. We're seeing that here on display time and time again.
Yeah, they are. Great call out, Nightfire. Really beautiful lateral passing and back passing, just showing a lot of control on the offensive end. In the bubble, they played great two-man games where they'll pass it back and forth a couple of times between a couple of players moving up in tandem. Although, just like that, Zen showing off some elite passing and getting the score on their own end.
Another good cross pass. I mean, I don't know what the real best way to properly defend against it is. but it seems to be a great tactic to get through almost any defense that's on goal there.
It is. Cross pass, when it's executed well, is actually pretty unstoppable. The only thing you really can do against these great teams is what Lowell's and Fire Ninja are doing right there. Run a stack at them, get them under pressure, and either get the disc or force them to make a turnover with a bad pass. So they got the turnover there. Now they're going to run a little dribble. Lowell's and Fire Ninja, beautiful pass to the cutter. Oh my, just a little bit low. Isolate going to have to do a little bit of work. So opportunity missed there, but that's what you've got to do if you're Zen. You have got to run at them with your stack.
And you have to get the points if you're Zen too. Don't forget, they are backs against the wall here as we get into the back half of round number 2. Still no lead for Zen yet in this round. And another attack coming in. The shot at the back goes just a bit wide.
Oh my goodness, Fire Ninja, amazing save, and keeping the team in the game. Oh, and just like that,
You spoke too
Slads
soon.
from below, an absolute strike. Everybody coming out of the goal trying to get a hand on that one, but Slads just too much there. Corrupt back up by 5, 3.5 minutes left. Again, this is elimination. Whoever loses this series is going to be done for Season 5. Corrupt, having taken the first round of this series, is in control right now.
And in control of the disc as well as they look to get more points onto their lead. The defense tries to get back to apply the pressure, but I don't know if they overshot or didn't get the stun in time, but either way, Golden fires it in before they get there, and another 2 gets sunken in. The lead getting a little bit dangerous here for the likes of Zen, but certainly not anything that can't be come back from. 7 points with 3 minutes left is easy to bounce back from in a game like Echo Arena.
It is. This is a great read by Golden 17. Lowell's, the goalie, on that last play was hanging out just very low in the goal, and Golden 17 saw that top pocket open and just sent it right there. Oh my! Oh my! What a stop! But right back in the hands of Slads. Oh no, for 3!
That hurts. That
my!
stings. A great save, a stellar save, a great prediction of the backboard dunk attempt. Absolutely stuffing that 2-pointer, but then can't quite deny the rebound. And the rebound is worse as it's past the 3-point line. And now, again, things start to look bad for the likes of Zen. The time ticks down ever so fast if you're on the Zen side of things, as you need all the time you can get to score as many points as you can. That open goal 3 would have been a good start. That open goal 3 would have been another nice start. They couldn't find either of those, and instead the disc goes back into Corrupt's hands, back into the zone of Zen.
Yeah, and that's a ceiling shot. Oh, almost. Isolate in the area. Golden 17 getting the stun out. 10 seconds left. Clock is really ticking down on the chances and the season for Zen. Any score here by Corrupt will all but seal it, and we're going to need at least a couple of threes, I think, if Zen is going to have an opportunity. There's the open goal. Oh my. Finn shutting it down. Corrupt with an absolute exhibition in this matchup, dominating round 1 and coming out in round 2 and absolutely stomping on the throat. That's it. They can't come back. I don't care if there is, quote, mathematical time or not. There's no chance Corrupt is going to take this, and they're going to go on into day 2.
Got a minute left to play through here, so we'll play through it. We'll have to see if any more points get put onto the board. At this point, it's a quest for stats, a quest to pad the numbers, a quest to prove that you can score a few more points when the pressure is on. But either way, it looks like Zen are still going to keep the attack going, and this is what I do like to see. Even when things are like we said, mathematically over, they continue to play a good game. They continue to put out good passes, and if anything, they show potential weak points in Corrupt that can be reviewed and analyzed by future opponents. You know, it's not exactly ideal to have the opponent able to score on you in the ways that they have so far today. Because again, it can be looked at and researched and observed, and they're going to let that 3 go in. They could have scored it on themselves; it wouldn't have mattered. But that's going to be it. That's going to be the clock ticking down with only 4 seconds. Yeah, no more time available. Blank. The series is done. Challenger Cup Day 1 is done. Corrupt are the champions here of, or at least they're moving on into the losers bracket. Give me your thoughts.
My thoughts are very mixed on how this ended because it was such a mess of a game, and I mean that in a good way here, as both teams absolutely shining in some parts of the game, and then just falling a bit flat in the other parts. Still very exciting to watch here. Corrupt, they were at the top, and I still think a lot of us underestimate just how good they are. And they just came through and they just proved that once again they're up there for a reason, and they have a chance, a legitimate chance at going up and making Master. I'm excited to see what they do with it. And like you said, Nightfire, they just because they lost doesn't mean that Zen, just they didn't just lose. They lost, but they kept playing till the very end, which gives them plenty of time to review that footage and to come back. And you're talking about other opponents, but I'm thinking about them. They themselves can come back, review the footage, and next Challenger Cup, next season, they can come back if it's possible. If the stars lined up and Corrupt's back down, and they're back up. If it comes to it, they can come back and they'll have the game sense to beat this team potentially. And even if it doesn't end up being like that, it is so great to go back and rewatch these things to see what you can do better. And you can apply that to going against different teams as well. You can see that this team is doing this or that. Either way, this match was amazing to watch as both these teams did absolutely amazing. And I am excited to go into day 2.
Yeah, absolutely. A good note that if you have lost out of the tournament like Zen, you certainly should be looking forward to Season 6, the date already announced, so you can plan and get prepped for Season 6. On the note of ending seasons, though, the beginning of a season will be happening for Blast Dawn as we wrap up the stream. One more shout-out for something VRML related. The new season, a new league for Blast Dawn Season 1 begins May 16th, right after the finals, which are May 14th and 15th for Echo Arena. So if you do want to do something during the off-season, I would recommend or encourage you to check out Blast Dawn. They just came out with a big new update that really changes the already developed meta of the game. So it's truly a perfect time to try and figure out your own style and potentially conquer the VRML Season 1 of Blast Dawn. So do go check that out over on VRML.com. You can find all of the information you need about everything VRML related at the website over at VRML.com. Great series here today, though, Doc. I mean, overall, the Challenger Cup has been incredibly excited to tune into. A big shout-out to everybody that has been tuning in here across the afternoon. I think that's going to be it for us, though. And what we'll do is end up taking you over to round 3. That is live between Redshift and Crescendo over on VR Master League. So you're not quite out of the woods yet with some great action, but regardless, a great matchups here today. Big shout-outs to everyone on the desk between Doc Education, Blank, and Aiden, and Newton Dad on cams. We really do appreciate all of you participating. And, well, until next time, until tomorrow, stay classy.
VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Asterion Products, Border Foods, VR Cover, ProTube VR, Rebuff Reality, and VRware.net.